Times, maybe a regular Friday thing.
Maybe,
So
like the tracksuit look.
let's see what happens
here. Surprise! Hold on. It's a tearaway, and of course there was the bare-chested beer chugger.
How could you forget? The restaurant handed out big prizes, including Eagles tickets and a gold.
10 seconds till they go to us. I've just been told.
Guys, excited to bring you something a little bit new this morning.
Two of Philadelphia's radio legends who have been making us laugh for decades are joining us right now. Preston and Steve from WMMR.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Last night he said, I hear we're doing a thing.
We're doing a thing now.
Well, this is the thing, and it's great to see you both.
Great to see
so,
you.
Of course, we're talking Halloween. We want to know, which famous Philadelphian would you dress up as? Would it be Jason Kelce, or is there somebody else?
Well, living or dead, fictional or real, whatever some of the parameters here.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
The world is your oyster.
I've always wanted to be Karen Rogers.
I think that's
I wanted
great.
to be you.
There we go.
You have the curse words to go with that. So it might work out.
That there's some flowery language when the cameras are off, so that's why I've chosen.
Submit a list and Preston can add them. It's funny you should
How
say
about you,
that.
Steve?
Kathy Romano. Because I always get mistaken in public for Kathy anyway, so it seems
It'd be easy for you.
thing.
You know, actually, who would be a really good one, because he has such a defined look, is our own Pierre Robert. That's an easy costume right there.
Yes, the gray beard and the long hair. I always wanted to dress up as Preston's golf caddy.
We can make that happen, Matt.
That'd be
Take
cool.
his bag and walk around.
Do you know what name came to mind? Justin Myers, the guy who did the backflip off the bridge into the 676 water.
During the flood?
Yeah, that dude. I think that'd be one you'd have to explain a lot, but people go, oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
That guy. I don't know. You guys have me beat. Like, I'm a witch or a Jedi or something, just normal stuff every year.
Wait a second, though, Tam. I see you all the time at the movie premieres. You're a big Marvel fan. You don't have a Marvel character that you would want to dress as?
Oh.
Wonder Woman.
Scarlet Witch?
It's all about Agatha or whatever.
Oh, okay.
She's the current witch. So I would do that. Or the Scarlet Witch, because she can move everything around.
That's right,
Hey,
yeah.
listen, President Steve, I know you got to get back on the radio, but just tell us real quick, you're doing this and we're just chatting and then you go back on, right?
Yes, standard biz.
Yep.
And we're always, we'll be very cautious. Now that we know that Karen's cursing up a storm, we will do likewise.
No holds barred.
You just don't want to be on her wrong side, as Matt will tell you.
No, absolutely not.
President Steve, happy Friday, guys.
See you guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you
talk to
soon.
you
All
again.
right, 6 ABC, Matt and Tam over there. That was fun. That went well. That went well, right?
Yeah,
that's
great.
one. All right, so that's going to become a regular Friday, our regular Saturday night thing.
So, oh, yeah.
That's what it'll end up. All right. So with that,
And you both were like teetering. I was like,
Oh, I was ready to
stop
go.
it. Don't go there.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the first one.
That's the first one. All right, we're just dipping our toes in. All right, let's take a look at traffic and see what's going on. Then we'll get the stupid question. Kath, what do you have for us this morning?
So Coney Palmyra Bridge is up right now. Drawbridge opening on 95 southbound. We have volume building from Cotman into Bridge, the Betsy Rouse Bridge to Allegheny northbound side. In Delaware, the accident at Churchman's Road has been cleared. The Vine westbound slows 8th to Broad, the Ben Franklin Parkway to the Schuylkill Expressway. Baltimore Avenue and Cobbs Creek remains closed between 61st and 60th. They should reopen that. They're saying the construction goes until 5 o'clock tomorrow. Schuylkill eastbound slowing from the Blue Road into Conshohocken, Montgomery to Spring Garden westbound, University to South Street, City to Belmont and then again at the Conshohocken Curve. New Jersey Turnpike, the off-ramp to 195 reopened. This traffic report brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Save on premium protein at Whole Foods Market. Get 20% off no antibiotics ever. Organic air-chilled bone-in chicken drumsticks and thighs with Prime through October 29th while supplies last. Shop in-store or online. Terms apply. And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
So we got a pair of tickets to give away to see Pop, Evil, and Bad Wolves. If you can answer these stupid questions correctly, they're going to be playing Friday, November 8th at the Keswick Theater. Here is your question, Kathy.
Okay.
Sandra Bullock won the 2009 Best Actress Oscar for her role in which movie? 215-263
Yes, I do know.
WMMR. Yeah,
It's what changed me.
an easy one. Let's see if you know the answer to that. Call now, 215-263 WMMR. We'll go through the birthdays today, being the 25th day of October. We'll start with actor Adam Goldberg. He is 54. Was great in Saving Private Ryan. It says here Fargo. Was that the TV show?
The TV show, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I hear that's great. I didn't watch it.
I watched a bit of the first season. I thought it was really good. I'm such a fan of the movie.
Yeah.
You know?
It's, well, Nick and I have finished the series.
Yeah.
I mean, and hopefully it's not over, but it's... what's weird is the second season, you're like, oh, this has nothing to do with the first season. But
Right.
what you come to realize is, no, they're all
Everything will
related.
tie together?
Everything
Okay.
ties together.
Interesting.
It's really, really well written, shot, acted, all that.
I don't
But
remember him in it, though, Casey.
I thought he was in, oh, God.
Maybe it's the movie he was
he's-
in.
Oh, no, I guess it was season one.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah.
He's credited as Mr. Numbers.
Yeah,
Okay.
like kind of like a henchman or whatever, I
Oh,
think.
right.
And then also Preston, Dazed and Confused, if you ever get a chance, because I know that you like the filmmaker who made that.
Yeah.
Is it Richard Linklater?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just for whatever reason, it's one of those movies that's gotten past
You're
me.
trying to live your life, man.
Yeah,
It
come
is-
on.
It's one of those
Give him a
movies
break.
that takes place in one day.
All right.
And it's just a slice of life.
Adam Goldberg is 54 today. Our good friend Craig Robinson turns a year older at 53 today. The Office, obviously.
How cool was it? He was going to this concert, Preston, and then we said he didn't know whether he was going to deliver on the big promise. There's about 1,500 legendary musical artists, and he goes, "This can't be real." And so we talked about it on the show. He got back in touch with us to let us know it.
We didn't know he was calling. He called in to tell us about the show. It was so cool. And we love the guy. So happy 53rd birthday to Craig Robinson. It's also Mrs. C's birthday today. Marion Ross of Happy Days has a birthday, and she turns... Was she on The Office?
No, but I
can't shut it
I
off,
can't
can
turn
you?
it off.
We can't turn the
There's
music
nothing on here.
The channel's it's not even playing right now.
So she is 96 years old today.
96. You know, in her earlier days, she was quite a looker.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, if you look at the bloopers and the outtakes from Happy Days, Henry Winkler's kind of macking on her a lot. Yeah.
Yep. Happy 96 to Marion Ross. Anthony Starr, who plays Homelander on The Boys. He's just brilliant in his character, man.
And when he turns that pissed off grin
Yep.
on characters, you know they're not long for the world. Did you watch the most recent season, Preston?
Nah, I'm going through right now. What was it, Gen V?
Yes.
And when I finish that, I'll get to the next season because you said it kind of informs some of the things.
Yes,
that
it
happen in
does.
the next season. So I'm watching that right now.
There's an episode where he goes back to the laboratory where he was sort of cultivated, and he exacts revenge in a gruesome way.
49 years old today. From the band, yes. Sorry, Casey, I should have showed you
That's
these
right.
ahead of time. I got a couple of musical things. Casey likes to coordinate.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't always do that. But from the band, yes, Mr. John Anderson turns a year older. He is 80 years old today.
Wow.
We spoke to him. It was either earlier this year or some point last year. He was a very nice guy. His speaking voice, his singing voice is a soprano.
Yeah.
Might be like a mezzo soprano, but he sounded like a woman. He has a very, very high-pitched voice, but he was super friendly guy.
Terrific. I love the prog rock is what they were classified as, right?
Yeah. Great band, very inventive, and long career. So happy 80th birthday to John Anderson. Then we have Katy Perry, and it's a big birthday for her today. She turns 40 years old today.
Oh, she's so old.
And an interesting little fun fact about her, she grew up in a strict Pentecostal Christian household, and the interesting thing is she wasn't allowed to watch the Smurfs when she was a kid and she debuted as Smurfette in the movie in 2011.
Oh my God.
Isn't that great? I didn't realize.
She actually started as sort of an Amy Grant kind of singer, and then, and this is her earliest recording here, Preston.
Oh,
yeah.
What a difference.
Yeah,
she is her latest effort that she's put out, because I follow her on social media. She had been very sexily promoting that in a big way. A lot of bikini stuff. She's in fantastic shape. And she's a great singer. So she turns 40 years old today. From Bare Naked Ladies, Ed Robertson celebrates his birthday today.
Man, I just saw them at Ocean's Calling. And
How were they?
fantastic. Yeah, Ocean's Calling, down in Ocean City, Maryland. Awesome. So damn funny. They sounded great. There was a point in time where he introduced Sarah McLachlan as if she were going to come out on stage, and he does the whole setup, and here comes Sarah McLachlan. Turns out she didn't accept. And their delivery is so freaking funny every time. And I'm a huge Bare Naked Ladies fan. And they sounded terrific.
Ed turns 54 today. Then we have Chad Smith, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Great drummer, super friendly guy. We've had the privilege of having him on the program. He's excellent.
Did a great Zoom interview with him where his kid was actually looking to the window behind him. It was awesome. It was really funny.
He's a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he turns 63 years old today. So happy birthday to the great Chad Smith. And then we have, from Judas Priest, Glenn Tipton, guitarist of the band, turns 77 years old today. Wow. We were just talking about Rob Halford, and the other day he's a big fan of Lady Gaga and Chappell Roan. And those guys still crank it out, tour, do the whole thing. So happy 77th to Mr. Glenn Tipton. And then the final birthday today, it's Nancy Cartwright's birthday.
Oh.
Yep, the voice of Bart Simpson, of course, and many others on the show, too. Yep.
Shelbyville.
I don't know if she's one of the Shelbyville people, but
making fun of Springfield.
She turns 67 years old today. All right, let's see if you know the answer to the stupid question. Pretty easy one this morning. And in 2009, Sandra Bullock won the Best Actress Oscar for which film role? 215-263-WMMR, or in which film, I should say. We're going to go to Mike. Mike, morning, bud.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Hi, Mike.
Awesome, man. All right, what movie did Sandra win the Oscar for, please?
The Blind Side.
The Blind Side. Hang on, Mike. Going to give you a pair of tickets as MMR rocks Pop Evil and Bad Wolves Friday, November 8th at the Keswick Theater. Tickets are on sale now via AXS.com.
And that's literally the movie where I changed my mind. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, she was good in that.
Yeah, you didn't hate her anymore.
No, I didn't hate her in that movie.
Yeah. All right, so a couple of stories to run by you. 3 different people, this is wild, who attended tapings of Jamie Foxx's Netflix special called What Happened Was, are saying that he discussed allegations that Sean Diddy Combs was responsible for his mysterious hospitalization.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell?
This was a little bit of a rumor floating around a while ago. And so he actually addresses it, is what they're saying?
That's what these people say. So he may talk about it. Earlier this month, videographer, producer, and director Choke No Joke, that's somebody's name.
Choke No Joke.
What it says, told Comedy Hype that Fox said that Diddy was, quote, responsible and that he was the one who called the FBI. Last week, celebrity security guard Big Homie told Cam Capone News that he knew Combs, quote, poisoned Fox.
Whoa.
And also reiterated that Fox reported Diddy to the FBI.
So Fox's lawyer, finger in the butt? He
yeah.
says that this could be the case.
Media Takeout further echoed this in a report that came out earlier this week, saying that during his sets, Fox says that Combs was, quote, responsible for his hospitalization because he poisoned him.
Man, now,
really?
I wonder if by poisoning they might have been doing something, or whatever the case is. That's pretty, because, we don't.
Well,
know.
this leads me to the question. So if he called the FBI on Diddy about, what's been going on at his home, what about his own personal case of being poisoned? Aren't you going to charge him with that as well?
Well,
it's weird.
Maybe why this is also quiet, or it was so mysterious and we didn't know why information wasn't being released. Like maybe something is still ongoing.
Yeah.
There are rumors that there are all sorts of a la Epstein videos of high-powered people and celebrities, luminaries at these Diddy parties, and that they're trying to gingerly negotiate all this crap. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. We don't know.
We'll have to see if this stuff surfaces or not. All right. In lighter fare, former doctor turned comedian and actor Ken Jeong was given proof of his career, that his career change was a smart one. On Wednesday, he was honored with his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The Walk's 2,794th star. His Masked Singer crew is on hand with Robin Thicke singing "Don't Stop Believin'."
What an honor.
Which Jeong used to in his thank you speech, addressing Asian Americans with a dream of making it in Hollywood. He said, like Robin saying, don't stop believing, because if you dream it, you can do it.
Yeah, I think that there are two Ken Jeongs, because outside of The Masked Singer, I love the guy.
Yeah.
But that show is just, it annoys me. It gets under my skin.
It pisses me off. And he also hosts I Can See Your Ears, or what's the other show?
I don't know.
Where I Can See Your Voice.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
See, I'd already forgotten about that.
I Can See Your Voice.
Obviously, these shows have an audience.
They have a huge audience.
So
They pay him $1 bajillion. I don't begrudge his success.
They're all going to laugh at you.
I just think that he's hilarious, and I love him on everything else that I've ever seen him, except
What
for those
the
shows.
Yeah, I agree. I can't stand that show either. But yeah, he's funny as hell, man.
Yeah.
So he's doing great. Good for him. So this guy comes across as a nice guy, but people forget that he played some not so nice guys in Training Day and American Gangster. Denzel Washington let a little of that side flash out this week for some overeager fans and photographers. On Wednesday night outside the Museum of Modern Art, fans converged on the actor. Now, Denzel seemingly told the crowd to be more respectful and wait patiently, saying, "I told you I would see you when I get out," he said. Which part of that don't y'all understand? The fans refused to back off, at which point the actor left the conversation by telling the group that they would only get what they came for if they changed their behavior.
Yeah, he's walking in. He is very accommodating, and he says, doing this, he's interacting with people who have obviously brought him to the event. And then somebody says something, and then he goes over and he flashes Preston. He's got that Training Day equalizer thing going on, and you're like, man, you don't want to be on the business end of that.
What you don't want to hear Denzel ever say, calmly and with a little smile on his face, is, "My man."
Yeah.
Because that is right before he rips your head off in the movie. So, he can turn that thing on, man. Wow. So, an odd take, to say the least, during an interview with Evening Standard's Brave New World, Helen Mirren relayed that she feels sad that Kurt Cobain is no longer alive because he didn't get a chance to experience GPS and its magical functionality.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, right?
My wife and I were having a discussion about rock stars who missed out on global positioning.
And actually, let me rattle off the details of the story. She said this, and I quote, "I always say it's so sad that Kurt died when he did, because he never saw GPS. GPS is the most wonderful thing. To watch my little blue spot walking down the street, I just find it completely magical and unbelievable." And this is not the first time that she has used Kurt Cobain as a marker on the timeline. In 2014, she told Oprah Winfrey, "Look at Kurt Cobain. He hardly ever saw a computer." A year later, she told Cosmopolitan, "I was thinking about Kurt Cobain the other day, and he died without knowing the internet, and I'm totally blown away by that." So she uses Kurt Cobain as a marker for someone who missed out on some great things in life.
Well, Kurt Cobain didn't die without totally existing in a world with the internet. Yes.
No, but
so,
it was still in its infancy as far as
it was
widespread usage.
Did you see the commercial that's running recently? It is of her from her earliest starlet days, looking sensational. But I've yet to determine what the commercial is for. But she's figured prominently in it.
She was, in her younger days, she still is a beautiful woman. She is she's almost age-defying, but she was a gorgeous, sexy young woman.
Fans of the movie Excalibur.
Oh, my goodness.
Which she is.
Morgana.
Yeah, amazing.
Incredible in that. So, let's see. In the Martha Stewart documentary, Martha Stewart talks about her time.
Martha.
Don't say that.
Why did you say that name? Why did you say that name? Oh, Martha Stewart. No, I'm sorry.
Save Martha.
Martha, why did you say that name? Are we talking about Martha Stewart or are we talking about our various mothers?
So
Tell me!
she talks
Is it
about
Martha Stewart?
she talks
Martha
about
Stewart.
her time.
Martha Stewart.
Shut up, Batman.
Just answer his question.
He's so upset.
We're talking about Martha Stewart, not your mom.
Get off my back, it's Friday.
All right. So she talks about her time in federal prison back in 2004, including a 24-hour stint in solitary with no food or water. And
So she killed a prison guard.
She claimed it was because she touched a guard in passing, a no-no under any circumstances, thus the punishment. However, the Federal Bureau of Prisons says that it never happened. In a statement to Us Magazine, the FBOP said they do not have solitary confinement units.
They just suspend your TV privileges.
They said while some facilities have restrictive housing units, federal prison Camp Alderson, where Stewart was incarcerated, Lloyd, does not have one.
They took away her game controller.
They said while in these areas, incarcerated individuals are consistently provided with regular meals and access to potable water.
She was staying at like a prison farm, was she not? It wasn't.
I don't remember exactly.
It wasn't a federal penitentiary.
You'd have to look up Federal Prison Camp Alderson.
Yeah, when they throw camp in there, it's usually a white collar.
Yeah, I'm sure it was
establishment. Yeah, she wasn't. It wasn't Shawshank.
All right, so this was sad to see. I really didn't know this guy, but Jack Jones, a singer who found fame and chart success on the easy listening side of the street in the 1960s, passed away. Do you know what? Hold on, Casey, before you play. Do you know what he's most famous for?
Love Boat theme.
Steve Morrison, right there. He sang the Love Boat theme. He passed away Wednesday at the age of 86.
I remember this guy.
Leukemia at a hospital in California. There you go.
Exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you. And he actually was a guest one time on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Life's sweetest reward.
Jones had his hits on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, but his highest chart numbers could be found on what was then known as the Easy Listening chart, which later became Adult Contemporary.
Do you know what's the great thing to him? He got to experience GPS.
Wait, you know what? You're right.
So
You're right about that.
In the realm of music, I think he is more prominent than Kurt Cobain because of his GPS experience.
He outlived Kurt. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He had number one singles with The Race Is On in 1965.
The race is on.
No, that's The Heat Is On.
Sorry.
Good song, though.
The Impossible Dream in 1966.
Oh, that's him?
To dream the impossible. That's from Don Quixote, is it not?
I don't know.
Yeah, Man of La Mancha.
Yeah.
And then Lady in 1967. But I think of the Kenny Rogers.
Lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you.
That's the one. I don't know if he did it as well or not. But the Love Boat theme was heard by millions of Americans every week during that show's 1977 to 86 run on ABC. Jones spoofed the song's old-fashioned appeal and his own by singing it in a cameo as a lounge singer in the 1982 comedy Airplane 2.
It's great.
His songs could still be used in the present day to evoke an era, as when Mad Men used Lollipops and Roses as an end credits theme as well.
He is not credited with this, but he created freebasing.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
There you go, Jack.
Somebody had to do it first.
Yeah.
In his later years, Jones was a proponent of living in the Coachella Valley. He was bestowed in 2003 with a star on the Palm Springs Walk of Stars, joining the star he had gotten in 1989 on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Have you ever seen the Palm Springs walk there? It's
No.
pretty cool. It's
Is it
nice.
cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, you drop dead in that heat, but yeah, it's still nice.
He was married and divorced 5 times.
Wow.
Including a union with actress Jill St. John.
Score.
Survived by his current wife and his daughters, Crystal Jones, Nicole Ramasco, stepdaughters, and 3 grandchildren. So sad news, but leaves us with the Love Boat theme.
Every Sunday,
an all-time classic.
5 o'clock, MeTV.
In the 80s, the Brat Pack ruled the big screen in movies like The Breakfast Club, Lesson Zero, and St. Elmo's Fire, the loose-knit group of young actors were everywhere for the better part of a decade, and two-pack members Demi Moore and Rob Lowe were stars or perhaps the brattiest movie of all time, St. Elmo's Fire, and if they had their way, that film would get a sequel. The 1985 film about college life at Georgetown University starred Moore, Lowe, Judd Nelson, Ali Sheedy, Emilio Estevez, Annie McDowell, Andrew McCarthy, and Mayor Winningham. Lowe was on Kelly Ripa's podcast recently and told the host that he and Moore are actively trying to get a sequel to it done. That'd be cool.
If you did it the right way.
Man.
I'm a big fan of the movie. It is not a great movie, but it has all the elements of what the Brat Pack was, right?
And then also the song, the score of the
John
movie.
Parr,
because
just the regular music.
I never watched it, and then I started watching it a couple of months ago. I don't know why. Maybe
because of the documentary.
Because of the documentary.
That's why you did it. Yeah.
I still haven't finished it, but man, it was weird to have nostalgic feelings for a movie that I had never seen before because of the theme.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I know the theme so well.
So they could get that whole cast back together. Every single one of them could do this. You know,
and put a little bit of a sense of humor on it with a little bit of what you know now.
Right.
I think you could have some fun with it.
Yeah, and there could be some Easter eggs about the Brat Pack in
Sure.
it, and I think it's a brilliant idea. So hopefully something like that will come together.
The word is they had a romance on that set.
Oh.
Both of them.
Demi and
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool. All right. And then one last thing, and then we'll move over to movies and clips. Man vs. Foods. Adam Rickman and his crew for Food Network's Adam Rickman's Eats Britain have been robbed in London.
What?
The star was The star was on the road for season 2 of the show and took a break at a rest stop, and then someone took everything out of their van.
What?
Who's this guy?
Adam eats
Man versus Food.
Oh, all right.
Or Adam Rickman Eats Britain is what he's
So
doing
it's
now.
pronounced Rickman.
I don't know. Maybe it's Richmond.
I thought it was.
I guess it's Richmond. Yeah,
What?
so- yeah, sorry about that, Mel. Both of he said
What the hell are we talking about? What's going on?
they got robbed.
Oh.
I just can't believe it.
So they took everything out of the van, and Richmond, sorry, Casey, said the crew's filming gear was completely cleaned out.
What?
All of the filming equipment is gone, he said. Both of my suitcases.
What?
With all of my possessions are gone. Backpack with my laptop.
What?
And all,
What's happening?
and all my medications are gone. He did add, thankfully, that he has trackers on all his stuff.
What?
And he'll work with police to get everything back.
He's probably using AirTags. Apple AirTags. Smart way to go.
Maybe. All right.
What?
Now we got movies open this weekend.
What?
All right. We'll start with Venom: The Last Dance. It is an action sci-fi film, stars Tom Hardy, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Juno Temple as well. Eddie and Venom are on the run, hunted by both of their worlds, and with the net closing in, the duo are forced into a devastating decision that'll bring the curtains down on Venom and Eddie's last dance. It's an hour and 49 minutes long. It's rated PG-13. It's a wide theater release, and Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 36% score.
Yeah, Craig Lagan said last dance. He said more like last chance. He thought it sucked, and he's pissed because they had 3 opportunities
to get it right.
And they did not.
Well, that's too bad. And Craig likes almost all of those movies.
He's forgiving. Yeah.
But not on that one. Then we have Conclave opening. It's a mystery and drama, stars Ray Fiennes, Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow. Conclave follows one of the world's most secretive and ancient events, selecting the new pope. Cardinal Lawrence is tasked with running this covert process after the unexpected death of the beloved pope.
What?
Once the Catholic Church's most powerful leaders have gathered from around the world and are locked together in the Vatican halls, Lawrence uncovers a trail of deep secrets left in the dead pope's wake. Secrets which could shake the foundations of the church. It's 2 hours long. It's rated PG. It's a wide theater release, and it gets a big, fat 93% at Rotten Tomatoes. All right, we now have some clips to play. In Don't Move, a woman is injected with a substance that paralyzes her, forcing her to fight for her life as her body loses functionality.
Wow.
In here, Kelsey as Billy.
Kelsey as Billy?
Asbille, as Billy, as Bill. Talks about the challenges of the role.
There's these stages of paralysis. So you had to, it was really kind of almost color-coded in the script of like, okay, so what can I do now? Or can you even move the eyebrows? Right. So that part was really tricky.
Shut up, dummy.
Don't Move, starring Kelsey. Did I say Kelly?
You said Kelsey the first time.
All right, Kelsey Asbille premieres in theaters today. I don't know how you say her name.
Asbille.
Is it Asbille?
Asbille.
Next clip. Road Diary Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band chronicles the gritty persona of the boss and his band preparing for their 2023-24 world tour. And in this clip, director Tom Zimney talks about following the post-pandemic feeling.
I just knew that these guys grew up in bars, and just seeing them back together, put on the guitars, give this hug, start playing the first song, laughing. I just chased that theme throughout.
Yeah, I go poopy.
Road Diary, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band is streaming on Hulu and Disney Plus today if you would like to see that. And that is what I have in our entertainment report for you this morning. All right. So, New Horizons on this Friday. We just did this live hit on 6ABC a little while ago. That was fun.
We've won an Emmy.
We won an Emmy already?
For that, yeah.
I'm so happy about that. Good. Congratulations, guys. We're going to have Maria Bamford, who's going to be joining us. She's performing at a Helium Comedy Club this weekend. So we'll take a quick break, come back in a second, and dive right into stuff as we head into the weekend. Sun is making an appearance, and it looks like a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
It's on her Facebook account, Yoko Ono. She had an auditory reaction to President-elect Donald Trump.
Oh, wait. Is this
okay. It's real.
Is it words or is it...
You tell me.
It's an auditory reaction.
Tell me. In classic Yoko fashion, and this was a message to her followers, and to her followers, this means something.
Okay, here we go. I haven't heard this yet.
Okay. You know what that sounds like? You know when you have a balloon, and you let the air out, but you put it in your mouth and you go, ow, wow,
Marissa,
wow, wow, wow.
can we find a balloon, please?
Do you know what it also sounds like?
No, I mean an actual balloon around here.
I got it.
Casey's got it. We need a real balloon.
A real man's balloon. We got
those
condoms.
are gigantic. Look at this.
All right, well, go ahead, blow it
It's
up.
a weather balloon,
It's
for
a
Christ's sake.
douchebag is what it is.
Either we have a tiny balloon or a Zeppelin.
It's a hot water bottle.
The hell is
this
that?
Won't work.
It might.
All right, try it.
He's going to pass out trying to blow it up.
And you know what? Preston is actually really good at just picking up wind instruments, so you might be able to actually recreate this.
He might be a virtuoso.
Yeah.
All right, we'll play it for him while he's blowing.
Okay. All right, stop.
Got it.
What the hell's going on?
Trying to lick it.
Stop laughing. This is serious.
Yes, come on. You don't have to get it right up on the mic.
Maybe Yoko is
I can't
talented.
get it to squeak.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
All right,
Here we go.
Sounds like a
No, gotta take it back.
I need a different balloon.
Not going to work.
Go to promotions. Get me. God damn it! Give me a real balloon.
And where's those balloons I requested? Can't come out of a Green Day song into a balloon segment.
You can't come out of Yoko Ono.
Yoko Ono into a balloon segment. Shut that bitch up.
Can you do the exploding Yoko for me, Steve?
Sure. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite bits of all time. Let me know when you're ready.
We're good to go. what she sounds like.
Her voice is hurting my ears.
It's just annoying. And please, the enablers.
Stop putting microphones in front of her face.
I would say the people that supported Hitler and enabled Hitler.
Who does she have around her?
Yeah, they're just as bad.
There we go.
They're so talented.
It's not doing the mouth thing. It's not with them.
Who the hell is doing that?
Nick, it was the balloon.
You got to go like this, bro.
Jesus.
Wait a minute. Are you actually saying woo while you're doing that? No, stop that.
Why? It's added to it.
He asked you a question.
That's not hurting your ears? You would get you'd get a more pleasant sound if you ran over a cat with a lawnmower.
This is terrible.
Okay.
Jesus. Well, that's her take on the whole election.
Who's doing that?
Should we stop?
Yes.
See if you can guess what song this is.
See if you can what?
See if you can guess what song this is.
Okay, all right, here we go. Oh, wait, we may have invented a new game. Here we go. What? That's just rhythm. That has no...
It's a song you should know. Oh,
wait, that was Limelight.
Yes, it was.
Seriously?
It was pulling up.
Do it again.
It took me a bit.
Can you do Crash Into Me?
That's hard. I can try. Let me get it for you.
Here, wait, hold on.
Steve's going to do it.
No, I can't.
Oh, you're just blowing up a balloon for fun.
I just like to blow balloons. I really, if you're having a prom or something coming up, give me a call.
Is this the dumbest thing we've ever done?
It's in there. It's in there.
Do we want to stay on sugary?
No, I need savory now.
Savory, okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll move on to savory. Let's see. Shake Shack is adding more chicken to its menu.
Okay.
It's just in.
Dude.
The Shake Shack adding more chicken to its menu. And landslide in Peru kills 100,000.
Hey, by the way.
We go down to Jimmy Kushevsky, who's at Shake Shack.
Are you leading with that?
By the way, speaking of landslides, they saved the 3 cows.
They did?
Yes, that were up on that.
How'd they get them down?
I don't know. I didn't read the full
They
story.
raised New Zealand.
Nick had it up earlier, but it was that New Zealand earthquake that caused a landslide, and there were 3 cows up on top of that little plateau.
Cows were terrified. They were full of milkshakes. Boom!
He was laughing at himself. He couldn't even get it out.
Wow. That's a horrible joke.
That's so good. They were filled full of milkshakes.
Cows had milkshakes in them.
Because they were so scared. They were shaking.
I thought it was because the ground shook.
No. Hey, that's a good one.
It was an earthquake.
It was an earthquake, so they were full of milkshakes.
Got it. All right. Anyway, I don't know how they did it, Kathy. We'll follow into that later on. So anyway,
They shot him.
Back to Shake Shack.
Somebody shot him and threw him off.
They had a helicopter with a machine gun on it.
They're saved.
They have the Ride of the Valkyries.
And the cows inside.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how they
God, there's so much of a story here.
went about it.
We have our cows inside.
All right. Anyhow, moving on. Back to the Shake Shack and the chicken.
Yeah.
We were speaking earlier this morning in our entertainment roundup about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson being the sexiest man alive.
Yeah, I sometimes don't support those decisions, but I have to agree with this one.
You agree with this one?
Yeah, on a guy level to a guy, I would say that because he's a cool guy. He seems like a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like a guy who would hold you down.
Yes.
And take you.
Yeah.
And take you and make you realize things about yourself. That's what he seems like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some I have not agreed with. Richard Gere, you would agree with, right?
Oh yeah, I loved Richard Gere.
Yeah, it's interesting what floats their particular boat every year.
They usually pick somebody who's got something going on too, as far as being in the public eye in a big project, and they're successful as well.
In 1992, Nick Nolte won it.
No way.
Yeah.
All right, what did that picture look like, though?
I don't feel so good. In 92, it would have been fine. It would have been the time, I guess, around maybe the Prince of Tides.
Yeah, I mean, he's 51 at the time.
Yeah.
In 89, Sean Connery won it at age 59.
I have to poop.
There's a few other.
I have to poop now. So take your damn picture.
Take it now.
Take your picture now. I have to poop. He, I guess they were trying to show that an older guy could be.
Yeah, that's right when Last Crusade came out. And then Richard Gere won again in 99 at the age of 50, and Harrison Ford won in 98.
There you go.
At 56.
Stop thinking about that.
It was one of the more poop. Take your picture. Got to poop.
Long story short, I'm a murderer. My son is really into fish and fish tanks, so we bought one. I got one for his birthday, which was back in September, and it took me a while to get it up and running. It's the first time I've ever owned
mentioning this. Yeah.
Fish tanks seem like a great idea.
They do. You know, and I'm actually like overall really happy with the purchase.
Right,
I have a friend named Cheryl who's been really helpful in guiding me through some of this stuff because I didn't know what I was doing.
Are there a lot of fish?
Initially, there were 4.
Okay.
Initially.
Well, Superman, macro, ice cream, and oh crap, a 4th one.
R.I.P.
No.
How big of a tank, by the way? How many gallons?
Like 29 gallons. So I went away this past weekend. I went up to North Central PA and came back, and Superman, who was the biggest of the fish, was dead.
Yep.
So, it sucked because I knew that I was going to have to make a decision, and that decision was, do I tell my son whether or not this fish has died?
Right.
And
is he super connected to it? Does he?
Well, it's his. I don't know. It's his fish tank. It's in his room. He picked out all the fish to go into the tank. So he's been very active in the decision making process. He named all of them.
I would get attached to my fish. Like I would be sad when they would die.
Yeah. And they don't really have a ton of personality, but they have some, and then you sort of figure out which ones stay at the bottom and which ones come to the top.
Which ones never move.
Which ones never move.
And
which
just
ones
sit there on the bottom.
Which ones hide behind the little hut at the bottom of the thing.
Which ones decompose.
Which ones decompose. Which ones eat other ones.
Yeah.
So I took Superman out with the little net and put him in the toilet and flushed him down, and he went to fish heaven.
Yeah.
So this was over the weekend. It's now.
Where's that coming from? It's so damn loud. There we go. Okay. Go ahead.
So it's now Wednesday, and I have yet to tell my son. And so I don't know. Here's the quandary. Do I inform my son of what has happened with the fish and teach him the lessons of life and that death is a part of life and that we move on? Or do I just go out and get a replacement fish and pretend like it never happened?
I tell you what is an easy swap out is a turtle.
Yeah.
Those little turtles.
There's a great storyline in the movie My Blue Heaven. Joan Cusack accidentally knocks a turtle into the garbage disposal.
Well, speaking of the garbage disposal, about 2 years ago, actually it was a Christmas present. Santa brought Jace a betta fish, a pretty red betta fish. And I was cleaning out the nice vase that the betta fish lived in, and I put it in like a little cup, and that damn thing jumped out of the cup. I guess I filled it up too high and went into the sink, and Jace is sitting there. I remember he was eating lunch and he was sitting watching the whole thing, and I was like, oh, the fish, and I was like, don't move, don't jump, don't flap anywhere, because he was in the sink.
Yes.
So I tried to cover him with my hand so he wouldn't go down the drain. Well, he did, and I freaked out, and I was like, he's down there, he's still alive, what do I do? So great idea. I turned the garbage disposal on.
Oh my God!
What am I gonna do?
What are you?
You're a murderer.
Oh my God! My child is trapped in the wood chipper. Turn it on.
Steve, and he is staring at me, watching the whole thing with these big eyes.
What could possibly make you think that
You can reach down in there and get
I couldn't
it.
find him. I couldn't find him.
Oh, you couldn't see him?
No.
Use a flashlight?
No, I couldn't find him. It was like, and it was so fast. Like, I was like, oh, I'll just turn the garbage disposal on. And I quick hit the
to put it
switch.
out of its misery?
Yeah, because it couldn't breathe.
Listen, at some point,
Can't breathe.
If you could not find it, because believe it or not, at the bottom of the garbage disposal, there is a ridge that goes, or at least in mine, and if it got under there and you couldn't get it out, what are you going to let it suffocate?
Yeah. But it's a fish, right?
I know, yeah.
And is there water in that disposal?
No, it's dry down there.
Oh, okay. Then I misunderstand.
I didn't know what to do.
Nick pulled up this post from Cecily Tynan, who had written October 2024 is likely to go down as the driest month in Philadelphia's history of recorded meteorological data.
Wow.
In history. That is how long we have gone without rain.
You know what I'm going to do to celebrate? Bonfire.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to do it.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
Listen, I drive down Gradyville Road all the time, and the reservoir is there. And the reservoir down Gradyville it's basically a desert. It's crazy.
Do you remember the month before it was rain constantly? Yeah.
All right. I think that we should, because we have some things coming up later on with Maria Bamford, and we're going to do the Connoisseur. I think that now is a good time to clean out my junk drawer.
It's the junk drawer. Preston's cleaning out his junk drawer. Getting things out of his junk drawer. Finding stuff here in the junk drawer.
That is the highest I think I've ever heard you go
Thank
before.
you. It's a Super High Friday.
Damn, man. I'm going to start off with just a quick nod. I found this. It wasn't actually in my junk drawer. Actually, I did write down a note. It is here. I want to send some love out to a very loyal Preston and Steve show fan. Her name is Mel. She's a K-pop fanatic, and she was recently on and won on The Price is Right.
What?
Mel came down to the Mutiny on the Marshallow, Preston, where she proceeded to win yet again. So, and she had sent me, I was doing a live stream, and she jumped on. She goes, by the way, I won Price is Right. And I said, oh, my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But in type, it doesn't quite play. I said, I was serious. I'm like, I know. It's amazing that she won.
We watched the video of her. She's playing a pricing game with Drew Carey, and she won a car. Won a freaking car, dude.
Yes.
And some money, I think.
So she ended up, because I talked to her about it, she ended up just taking the money altogether.
Probably a good idea.
I didn't ask her how much or whatever, but
Yeah.
she drove across the country just to go on The Price is Right.
Wow.
That's crazy because
By yourself, by the way.
I've been to a taping of The Price is Right, and you're not guaranteed to be a contestant.
Just 'cause
They do a quick interview, and then maybe they call your name, or maybe they don't, and they only call a handful of people out of the audience.
Do they? Now, let me ask you. Prior to this is quite common where they will walk the line. They'll have an associate producer, somebody walk the line and just engage in conversation with people just to see if they might be good, to be a potential candidate.
When I went, you walked in front of a panel of people.
Okay.
And they asked you a couple questions. Where are you from? What do you do?
Right,
Thanks for
right.
being here. And then you move along. So they don't. They actually, you're being interviewed.
So
when you go by, so you kind of turn on the charm.
So Mel is a ball of energy.
She is.
Yeah.
She's got a real unique look about her with colored hair and these cool glasses and all this stuff. So they liked her, and she freaking won. Dude.
That is awesome.
We love her.
Well deserved.
I'm so happy for her.
And Mel, I want to apologize to you now because she sent me an email about a lengthy K-pop issue.
Oh, no.
And she said, I thought you guys would be a great discussion for your audience. Mel, I don't think that it will, but I do appreciate your zeal.
Her fervor.
For all of the K-pop stuff. But there's some kind of controversy that's going on in the K-pop world concerning one particular K-pop member, and it was a very long email, and I appreciate it, but
I told you I was driving. No, I was walking with my dog down Germantown Avenue, and I see her running around. I'm like, what? And she was doing the Pokemon running around.
Pokemon Go?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's her. We love her.
Congratulations, Mel. That's awesome. We'll see you at one of our events soon. All right, let's see what else we have here. This is cool. Steve sent me this story. I stuck it in the junk drawer, but I'm going to pull it out of there now. What is expected to be the world's largest building has officially broken ground in Saudi Arabia. You guys will not believe how big this thing is until you see an artist rendering.
Are we talking tall or just
everything?
Everything? Okay.
So the ambitious $50 billion project called the Mukaab in the capital city of Riyadh is part of a wave of futuristic construction across the Arab nation. The skyline redefining Mukaab will clock in at 1,300 feet high and 1,200 feet wide when completing. It looks like a giant Rubik's Cube, and I mean giant, like city size. And it will have enough volume in it to contain 20 Empire State Buildings.
Oh, my God.
That's how big this is. It will have fine dining, real estate space, offices, and restaurants. The massive cube will be its own downtown in a box with 2 million square feet of floor space. Many will also call the cube home. It will feature 104,000 residential units and 9,000 hotel rooms inside this thing. It's unbelievable.
Did you ever see the movie Dread?
No.
Okay, because they have a future case. You've seen it. And they have a building that kind of looks like this, where it's just tons of people and businesses. It's so high up. It's like a mile high up. It's just crazy, but we're slowly getting to that.
Yeah, so they're going to build this thing.
Yeah.
They've started it.
There was a point in my son's life where we were going through every superlative in the world. The world's tallest building, the world's biggest building, the world's, the fastest animal, all that kind of stuff. And it's a really interesting deep dive into everything that's happening around the world. And so he was fascinated for a stretch by the Burj Khalifa in what is that, UAE or whatever. And so like these things, the fact that they can build them at all blows my mind.
So the Builder Bro said Mukaab will be human first and that green spaces will be accessible within 15 minutes of any location in the cube. The development company also boasted it will use artificial intelligence to create immersive experiences for Mukaab visitors. That includes gigantic screens that will cover the outside of the square like the Vegas Sphere.
Yeah.
Though the project is meant to move Saudi Arabia towards a more modern future, the company said it is deriving design inspiration from the local ecology and regional architecture. The buildings and the area surrounding them. We're looking at the rendering of this right now. So I'm pointing this out to you guys in the studio. Look at the surrounding stuff around it. That area is inspired by what is called wadis, the Arabic term for a riverbed formation. Winding structured pathways, partially lined with smaller buildings, will recreate the likeness of desert streams flowing through craggy rocks leading up to the neck-craning edifice.
I'm fascinated by stuff like this. The Saudis are also doing that thing, the line, that's a mile-long city, that they're building out in the middle of the desert.
I haven't seen that.
Okay, so it was supposed to be much longer, but they're building this, Preston, it's a super long rectangle, basically. And so it's gotten underway. A few people have died already while trying to build it, but it is going to be I don't know if you can call up pictures of what they call the line, but the projected artist rendering looks like something straight out of every sci-fi movie you've ever seen.
There was also one I saw the other day of a building being planned that will be 1 unit wide, one single unit wide, and really, really tall. So it looks like a razor-thin, tall building, just 1 unit wide.
That's crazy.
And like a super high, high rise as well. So we're looking at this rendering of the line.
Yeah.
And that looks really tall too. That's crazy.
I mean, how many, and it's super shiny, it as depicted is very mirror-esque. I wonder how many birds are going to fly into that.
Right. The Mukaab is expected to add over $51 million to the gross domestic product and create 334,000 jobs. Development company says that the project will use about 900 workers and will be completed by 2030.
You notice we're not hearing a lot as far as new construction, out of Dubai or Abu Dhabi.
No.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. All right, let's go back into the junk drawer before he does it. Does Abu Dhabi do it? I did it. All right, this pissed me off when I saw this morning, because where is this going to go? A Polish radio station has triggered controversy after dismissing its journalist and relaunching this week with AI-generated on-air personalities.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, it's good to have you on the bop dop.
Weeks after letting its journalists go, OFF Radio Krakow relaunched this week with what it said was the first experiment in Poland in which journalists are virtual characters created by AI. This is going to make Pierre's head explode when he hears this. The station is...
Hey, everybody, it's good to have you on the...
That's him.
The station in the southern city of Krakow said its 3 avatars are designed to reach younger listeners by speaking about cultural, art, and social issues. The station head, Marcin Pulit, wrote in a statement, is artificial intelligence more of an opportunity or a threat to media, radio, and journalism? We will seek the answers to this question.
So there are currently some podcasts that are up that are completely AI hosted, and they put in the data, and they do sort of a, I mean, listen.
Yeah, that's creepy, that where you can enter the information, and then it creates an entire podcast for you.
Yeah.
They're testing it now.
Yeah, it's stupid.
But if I was listening to something that, so I'm pretty good at picking out things that are, created in the virtual realm, and because now I'm dabbling in it myself. I can look for the artifacts or the things, even audio wise, that jump out at me. But we as humans can be boring, and so there's a similarity there. I think if you're going to want something that's going to be engaging, you always have to have the human element. As with this, you would have to have the human element because it's culling from all sorts of other sources to make this, right? I mean, it's not free thinking.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that. I have no idea how that works. I mean, do you give it a basic command and say, do a radio show today? You know what I mean? And it does what it wants to do.
Make lots of mistakes and be inaccurate like we are. Yeah.
So I have somebody who is in the testing for this. They've received the whatever it is, the software or whatever, where they can do this, and they're one of the people testing it. They're not posting these podcasts anywhere. They're just entering their information that they need through work, and it's creating a podcast for them. So basically you just write information, and then it's these general voices, a male and a female, that create, you can say 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you want, and they create a discussion between the two about whatever that topic is.
Look at the new tram car alert, Preston. You have it over there.
Yeah, actually. This
Your mama is a whore, and even she knows to watch the tram car.
Yeah.
I mean, that's disturbing.
That is disturbing. But no, I really hate this idea. I think it's a threat to what we do as a living goes, and of course anybody could say that who works in any industry where automation is taking away their jobs.
The automated elevator.
Yeah, there's loads of stuff.
Yeah,
but
thank God prostitution so far.
But the idea of personality coming out of.
Well, it's taking
what's simulating a human being.
It's taking the human element out of it.
It would be
It's
akin to having a text to voice reading of the encyclopedia.
Right.
Okay.
But even the way AI is written for human presenters, because there's a particular radio station that I listen to sometimes, and they do these promos that go into the commercials. And when I listen to it, it's a human saying the words, but I'm like,
it sounds
like a computer wrote it.
Yeah, and so you're going to see that more and more. But you're also, I think, going to have people looking like dogs staring into a fan. Like it's not quite right. It doesn't seem right.
Yeah, just don't forward it up the corporate ladder around here.
Pulit insisted that no journalists were fired because of AI, but because its listenership was quote close to zero.
Yeah. Oh my God! So it's not working.
It's really a money saving.
Well, no. The other thing wasn't working. They had that's why they're doing this.
That's why they're trying.
They didn't fire their
highly successful journalists. Here's the thing, too. We're forgetting that a lot of times your appliances are looking for things to listen to.
So on Tuesday, the station broadcast an interview conducted by an AI-generated presenter with a voice pretending to be a Polish poet and winner of the Nobel Prize in Literature who died in 2012. That was Wisława Szymborska, the president of the Szymborska Foundation, which oversees the poet's legacy. Told the broadcaster that he agreed to let the station use the name in the broadcast. He said the poet had a sense of humor and would have liked it.
Do you want to hear the first question that was asked on the show?
Sure. Is there some of the, just improv that you have become known as? See, you don't get that if you don't have the human element.
You will not get that. Yeah, try to do that, machine.
But just a quick reminder, that we here at MMR are live human beings talking to you on the radio as you are listening to it. And we also happen to be at the longest performing rock radio station in the entire country.
Which is awesome.
I just want to reiterate that. And very important.
We just caused a significant liability for 6ABC. So
by going live on them earlier.
On their
this
show,
morning.
too.
Okay, let's go to another story. In the junk drawer. All right, I found this. Researchers from the Mayo Clinic have come up with a simple, equipment-free way to determine biological age, and it all comes down to how long you can balance on one leg.
What?
Quick question before we get into that.
Okay.
Why is there no Miracle Whip clinic?
I don't know.
It's simply Mayo.
Because Miracle Whip sucks.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
That's why.
Point taken.
Yeah.
So I think I would do pretty good at this. So that means I'm going to live forever. Also,
Maybe.
I'm only like 26. But so with yoga, all the yoga that I do, balancing is something, you do a whole series of balancing in yoga classes. And I've noticed that my balance, some days I balance better on my left leg, and other days I balance better on my right leg.
Okay.
It's weird. It's not like my dominant leg is the one and I'm always great on that side. It switches day to day. It's weird.
Maybe it has to do with your equilibrium being slightly off a little bit. I don't know.
It's possible.
Have you tried the
using your penis as a tripod?
Have you?
I don't have.
Oh, that's right. You don't have one. No, have you tried there's a trend where you try and put your sneakers on while standing the whole time. You have to like bend down, pick up your shoe, put it on, tie it.
That was like an old man test.
Yeah.
I think you showed that to me.
Do you know, from hiking and from irregular terrain, my balance is pretty damn good. But I feel occasionally if I haven't hiked irregular terrain for a while, I'm like, my balance is good, but it's like sometimes I'm like, if I go back out and do it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to get up to speed a little bit.
Well, we're going to try it out on you here.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So,
Wait, real quick, Casey, there's something in yoga called a standing figure 4, and that is how I put my shoes on.
Okay.
Oh, no kidding.
So actually, like,
is when you take the bottom of your foot and rest it against the side of your knee?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
okay.
So I'm kind of in that pose, putting the shoe on instead of bending straight down and trying to hover over the foot.
All right, so it turns out the amount of time you can do that, balance on one leg, is an important indicator of nerve, bone, and muscle strength. And balancing may get more difficult as we get older, as researchers point out. That muscle mass decreases as much as 8% per decade after the age of 30. So you're good, Kathy. And the rate increases from age 60 on. So the study.
What if you are of the age that you were alive before the word balance became a word?
So the balance test lasted 30 seconds each and had people do different stances. 2 feet on the ground with eyes open. 2 feet on the ground with eyes closed, standing on one leg using the non-dominant leg with eyes open, and then on their dominant leg with eyes open. And the results show that standing on one leg, the non-dominant leg had the highest rate of decline with age, by the way.
What about the creed stance with eyes wide open?
All right, so let's try this. All right, I'll start a timer.
All right.
I think we can all stand with both feet on the ground and eyes open for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
we don't
you
need
close
to
your
do
eyes.
that one.
All right.
All right, I'm going to put a stopwatch on. This one is 2 feet on the ground, eyes closed.
Do those feet have to be yours?
They do have to be yours. All right, close your eyes
All right.
and begin. I started the timer.
Both feet on the ground.
Both feet on the ground. This is easy.
I can
right?
do this with my eyes.
Nobody's gonna fall
There
over.
is sometimes you sway a little bit. I see it in yoga. When your eyes are closed and you stay there for a little while, you start to kind of sway.
Right, I am kind of slightly swaying a little bit right now.
I'm always moving, though. I'm always...
Well, for this one, yeah, as long as you stay on your feet, you're okay. And Marissa, how much time? I can't even. My eyes are closed. I realize my eyes.
6 minutes.
I think we're gonna make it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we're good there. All right,
Dunked
so-
it. Dunked it. Crushed it.
All right, so next is it is stand with one leg using your non-dominant leg with eyes open.
Okay.
All right, so non-dominant leg with eyes open.
My left knee hurts.
My left leg. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready, mark, get set, and go. The timer's starting now, and this time I can see it. I'm already wobbling a little bit. But Kathy, are you doing the 4 pose?
I'm not doing the 4 pose. I'm just standing.
I'm doing the non-dominant.
So we are, you're doing your non-dominant leg right now.
Nick, are you playing along?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't see your
That's how good I am, Casey. Can't even tell.
Is anybody wobbling a little bit?
Well,
on
when
there?
I talked to Nick, I started to wobble.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah, I have to adjust my.
Yeah. That's how I do it.
Balance a little bit. And we have 30 seconds.
Oh, good job, guys. Way to go. All right,
And that was it. My left knee is sore today, and I also my shrapnel wound from Nam.
You, sir,
are
impressive.
Listen, I don't need the hero adulation.
All right,
Just knowing
standing
that
on your dominant leg with eyes open. On your mark, get set, and go.
So I had these issues when I had the plantar fasciitis, and then I ended up tearing that ligament. I had no stability in my left leg.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Did you have to do physical therapy?
Yeah, but I didn't.
Okay.
It was too much work.
Doctor's orders: don't do physical therapy.
Now, oddly enough,
Preston's wobbling.
this is my dominant leg, but it's my foot is moving around more to keep.
I'm finding the same thing, Preston.
All right, we have 5 seconds left.
Yeah,
and we are awesome.
Oh,
we all made it.
I'm gonna live forever.
How about that? Okay, so the amount of time that someone could stand on their non-dominant leg decreased by 2.2 seconds per decade, and for the dominant
you have to stand
leg,
for a decade?
It decreased by 1.7 seconds per decade. But the thing is, in this particular study, it doesn't give me a definitive answer to biological age.
Roosters don't lay eggs.
Oh, okay. No, hey, why was there not a test where you do one leg with your eyes closed?
I don't know. I didn't do.
What did he write the thing?
Cop?
Yeah.
I don't think. I think.
Get off his bed.
Back off, poor child.
Yeah, seriously.
Come
God,
on,
we haven't
man.
heard that in a long time. Could you please
Back off, war child. Seriously.
Kathy, what's the most difficult yoga pose that you do?
Ooh, I mean,
Self-fetch.
like as far as balancing.
Yeah.
I mean, probably something on my hands would be most difficult.
I've seen you do a handstand though against the wall.
Yeah.
But
Can
what
you do
about
a
on
freestanding handstand?
What about on your feet, like warrior
On my
or something
feet?
like that?
No, that's not. That was good, Preston.
Yeah. Can
maybe,
you do a Negan?
Oh, what's it called? Dancer.
That's where you wobble around.
Dancer's pose is difficult, but like I'm pretty good at it, so I like it.
All right, so I remember way back when, and this was I was like in grade school when they taught us this, but that aviators, people who want to
fly
planes, will do a test where they stand on one leg and close your eyes. And I remember hearing it as a kid, I'm like, well, that's got to be easy. And like, close my eyes, 2 seconds, I'm all
because
all over.
when you're balancing like that on one leg, you should be focusing on something.
Right.
So if your eyes are closed
If
and
your
you
eyes
don't
are
have that
closed,
focus,
then
you're gonna wobble.
Yeah, you lose orientation very quick. Like I just stumbled over immediately.
So you're saying standing with
one leg, either leg. Close your eyes and see how long you can last. It's hard to do.
You're right.
You lose orientation very
like
quickly. So
why would you be flying a plane that way?
yeah, I know it was stupid. Doesn't make any sense at all.
All right, I'm going to stand up now and stand on one leg and close my eyes. We might crash.
Hang on, real quick. Barb is a yoga instructor and wants to chime in. Hi, Barb. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Barb?
So I heard Kathy talking about the balance between different legs and even if it's the non-dominant leg. And I'm wondering if it has to do with what we call the Nadi energy system. I don't know if Kathy has heard of this.
No,
Could you repeat the word? Naughty, did you say?
Nadi. So N as in Nancy, A, D as in David, I.
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with it. What is it?
So have you done alternate nostril breathing in yoga?
Yeah.
Okay, so alternate nostril.
Naughty.
Yeah, Nadi, N-A-D-I.
Okay.
Alternate
Naughty.
nostril breathing.
Keep going.
Basically targeting your Nadi energy systems. So we have these two energy systems running up and down our spine constantly. And they are like fluctuating in and out of each other. So one Nadi system is activating. It's heated. It's like physical activity. The other Nadi energy system is down regulating, where you're cooling your body. And so these energy systems are constantly fluctuating.
So you're talking about basically two disparate energy flows, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, energy flow. And so throughout the day, if you put your finger underneath your nostrils, throughout the day you'll notice as you're breathing that you have more breath coming out of one nostril than the other. It's constantly fluctuating. So
I have a deviated septum, so that would be.
Yeah,
that's going to happen all the
I'm
time.
fascinated by this. So you're saying, you do the test. You close off one nostril. Repeat what you just said, because yeah.
Yeah. So with alternate nostril breathing, you plug one nostril, inhale through the other, then you plug that nostril that you just breathed in, and you breathe out the other nostril, and it creates this very relaxing, balanced feeling in your autonomic nervous system because you're balancing that naughty system.
Okay.
So it also helps with sleep, like side sleepers. If you fall asleep on your right side, you're actually influencing that down-regulating, relaxing part of your naughty energy flow. And if you're laying on your left side, people tend to feel more activated and more awake. Like, I can only fall asleep on my right side.
So there's a lot of minutia here, but I'm fascinated by this stuff because it's been around forever. And Kathy, you swear by yoga, yes? My wife loves it.
As far as, I love it.
Exercise and so on, right?
Yeah.
And these kind of things.
All right, Barb, thank you. It's there's a lot of material there. We don't have time for it all right now, but we appreciate a quick peek into
the world of naughty.
The world of yoga and naughty. Yes. Thank you, Barb. Yeah. All right, we'll see you later. Yeah, there's a lot other than just the positions that yoga has to offer and
testicle
breathing
size.
and type of meditation and testicle size and things like that. So
There's a book, Preston. It's a Naughty Dotty, They Like to Party. And
Naughty.
They don't cause no trouble. They don't bother nobody.
They don't bother nobody.
I can't believe you.
What?
Can't believe you.
That wasn't terrible.
He was
good.
helping.
That was good.
No, I can't believe you just jumped in like that. I can't.
Gotta say what's up to my shit, Lick Rick.
Come on, guys.
Done with
For
it.
those who don't like it, either is. But for those who with me, sing that shit.
All right,
Kathy gets upset when Nick plays with the rest of the boys.
Let's go back. Oh, you know what? We're probably going to have to wrap it up there, Kate.
Painting nails with me.
I know.
There was a junk drawer. Preston's closing up his junk drawer. There's nothing left here in the junk drawer. Until next time, there was the junk drawer.
Yes, I actually I have to catch a flight today, so we have to try to stay somewhat on time.
It's true.
If we can.
Yes.
So we'll break, and we'll come back in a second, and we will dabble in the bizarre files. So stay right where you are.
Preston and Steve.
Watched the whole thing. And
Quick, turn it on.
Quick, kill it. Kill it. Mommy wants you to kill it.
I didn't know what to do.
Jace, we're going to teach you a lesson now. You have to turn the garbage.
No, God, no. Stop it.
Kill it. Come on. Spartan mom.
Is that for Kathy?
Me? Are you kidding? Everyone here is freezing.
You guys all have coats on, don't you?
Yeah.
Look at all the ladies who are putting their coats on.
Has coats on.
I'm cold.
You should put a coat on, Kathy.
I have a coat and a blanket. You should wear a T-shirt if you're going to sweat constantly.
He doesn't sweat, though. His pits have been shut off.
Well, he's hot as hell. Take your jacket off.
Oh, and that's
I
just
put one on. You take yours off.
She said it. She said it. I knew it.
He's hot as hell.
Hot as hell.
He said it. There's a little.
Oh, no. I slipped.
There's a little struggle with the thermostat here in the studio this morning.
The main struggle is that it doesn't work at all.
Well, that's the problem. Casey
Well,
complains
it's not accurate.
that it's all the way up. It's like it's mental for him. He sees that it's all the way up. Meanwhile, it's still freezing in here. It does nothing to move it, and then he moves it down, and it becomes an icebox.
I think the thermostat was made in another country because cold is spelled cod and heat is hort.
Kathy, there is an official sign on the thermostat.
I know, but Casey, I
look at
can't
it,
take it.
read it.
Literally, when you walk in here and it feels like an icebox, that's ridiculous. I'll work with you, but it's an icebox.
It's only an icebox when you're in here.
No, that's not true. Look around. Everyone is bundled up because it's freezing.
She is making a point. They are bundled up.
It's cold.
What if you both made love?
Ew. Hell no.
Would that help?
Stick me in an icebox and let me die there.
Wow. So I'm taking that as a no.
By the way, do you call the refrigerator an icebox?
No.
Okay.
The refrigerator. I can handle refrigerator temperature. I can't handle icebox temperature.
Wow. Is your friend here? Is your
I want to
monthly friend
curse.
here?
I want to curse so bad. That's how effing cold it is in here.
Is your friend we call your friend Daredevil?
No.
Always.
Not yet.
It's coming. Isn't it?
Well, here's a question. I mean, there you have needs. What if in space and long missions, if you're taking care of yourself, what does that look like? Right? I mean, because there seems to be a whole bunch of ports in that thing.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Something's got to fit.
This looks good.
I don't know.
This looks like Lisa Ann.
Somebody's had to have done that, right?
Of course.
To bang who? How in all the years and people up in space? You mean to tell me someone's never rubbed one out?
Yeah. No, I'm saying somebody's had to have done that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
They're on the space station for a year at a time.
That's actually what caused the Apollo 13 issue.
Right.
It wasn't, the mixture wasn't correct.
No. Oh, my God, we have a problem.
What did you do?
I mean, what about like...
I didn't mix the fuel right.
What about like actual sex?
I don't know. Maybe they've
there have been men and women up together.
There was a married couple that went
a
up.
married couple up together. So yes, there would have to be.
That's the first thing you have to do.
Yeah.
Okay,
The 50 Mile High Club. You kidding me?
I mean, if we're talking about serious long-term space travel, it's going to be a part of it, right? So, like, and eventually, if we're going to colonize on Mars, that has to be studied.
It's just not talking.
Kathy,
They're just
that
not
would be,
talking about it.
You would the hand you would consider with those huge space gloves.
Yeah, she wouldn't have to worry about it.
All right, okay. This is really big. I can do this.
A bigger hand doesn't make it better.
No, I mean talking about not getting any mess on you. Anyway,
Kathy uses Hulk hands at home.
But in order to do that, because you're in zero gravity and you're floating all over the place, you'd
have to secure yourself.
You'd have to have something to hang on to.
Because they sleep basically.
One would be strapped down. Yeah, they tie you in.
Strapped to the wall.
So they'd figure it out. I'll bet you if there was a married couple up there, it was part of their experiments because they're up there doing experiments all the time.
If they're doing poop and pee and all of these things that they're trying to perfect, that they're going to perfect what is a human necessity.
And I have to see video of this.
Various positions, I would imagine, right? To try and figure out which ones are the most...
We are attempting doggy style.
Yep.
Proceed with doggy style. We are having a little bit of issue here. We're going to take this outside the craft.
Odyssey, have you tried the cowgirl yet?
69. Not tried the cowgirl yet. 69. In 3, 2, 1. We have achieved 69. This is Houston. We got you, and everything's looking good. I would grab her ankles a little tighter in an effort to solidify head position in the appropriate groinal area. We got that.
All right.
NASA can reduce sex to completely mechanical.
Totally. Sex experiment.
Tell her she's a pretty girl. Tell her she's a very pretty girl.
Please welcome from The Last Witch Hunter, Elijah Wood and Rose Leslie to our program. Good morning, guys. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi there.
Good to see you.
All right, so you're in hyper promo mode for this. You're on tour and doing,
hyper
promo mode because it's coming out.
Yeah, in fact, you guys are leaving.
Initiate hyper promo.
I like that. Yeah.
When did you get into Philly? And you guys are leaving later on this afternoon, correct?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We got in late last night. Well, not that late. No, we kind of landed around about 7.
Yeah, we landed.
Yeah, we didn't land. We definitely didn't
the train
land.
just sort of like arrived to the station. We took a train from New York.
Yeah, there you go. It's what you both got here is the essential point of the
train
whole thing.
landings are very strange.
Well, let's talk about the movie a little bit, and then we're going to geek out on you guys because we're fans of a ton of your work.
Ah, cool.
But The Last Witch Hunter, so Vin Diesel is starring as this main character in this.
Yes.
And there are a lot, like I said, there are a lot of names. There are you two, and also Michael Caine is in this movie as well.
Yes.
But this is an original story. This is one that we haven't come across before. It's not coming from books or franchise or anything along those lines.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about what the whole plot line of this film is.
Vin Diesel's character, he plays Calder, who is an 800-year-old immortal witch hunter.
Okay.
And he's basically keeping black magic at bay. So black magic is illegal.
Right.
And that would be the scourge for which would be a danger to humanity.
And they're good. You are a good witch. No, not in an
Not
Oz
in the
reference.
Glinda variety.
Yeah, you're not in the Glinda variety, but is reticent to do so, but you prove an ally to him. And you, Elijah, are an ally because you are, how's it pronounced? It's a Dolan?
A Dolan, yeah.
Right, not as in Mickey Dolan's, but in. But
Wait, isn't that, don't they do deliveries at home?
That's a doula.
That's a doula.
A doula.
Yeah. But you are, there's an order of priests, correct?
Yes, correct.
That provide protection to these. To this immortal character that Vin Diesel is playing.
Indeed, yeah.
Calder.
So basically, Dolans are priests in a long line of priests tasked with serving Calder, the witch hunter, and basically aiding in the background of his effort.
Are you, obviously, Preston's been geeking out about Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
And I know, Elijah, you are a big Game of Thrones fan.
Huge Game of Thrones
Was that
fan.
a detraction while making The Last Witch Hunter? That
that Rose was going to be in the film? Yes, it was.
Totally, right?
It generally was, yeah.
Yeah, I had read the books. And
I'm such a nerd for it. I flew to Belfast once, and as I was landing at Belfast Airport, I literally was humming the theme song. That's how much of a retard.
Wow. Yeah, and I'd read
going to the land of Game of Thrones.
Reading the books, I love the character Ygritte in the book, and then they eventually presented you in the show, and I'm like, oh my god, they hit it spot on. She's a badass. You're sexy and at the same time, and where now for your guys' scenes, obviously you're north of the wall. Where was that? Was that in Iceland or?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So we shot in Iceland, and I think for those three seasons that I were in, we were there for like a solid 4 weeks, and it was amazing. I mean, we were shooting in ridiculous temperatures, though, something like minus 18, where we, like, as a crew, we were getting paranoid that the lens would start freezing over, and then we wouldn't be able to shoot. And particularly in the kind of winter months, I mean, we had four hours a day of work, so we kind of like. We worked from 10 till 2, and then we just carried on drinking.
Let me tell you, it's funny because Preston is unsure as to which of you to geek out more on, but Rose, you take the
baton on that one.
Yes, on this one.
Big time, man.
I was going to geek out about Elijah.
Do it. Go ahead.
No.
I mean, I just the whole series, the Game of Thrones series, has been. Man, you got to wait too damn long.
That's the only problem.
For the next.
I always dread the finale every season.
I do too.
Every season. I'm like, please, I just don't want to watch it because I know that I'm going to have that inevitable feeling of something won't have been tied up, something will be teased, and I have to wait a damn year for it.
Well, you look at something as Herculean as the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but every Christmas season, it was a new one was coming out.
Yes.
Let's get it together, folks. This may be just wiki BS, and I didn't realize this as I was looking. But Elijah, were you in the Forever Your Girl Paul Abdul video?
Yeah, that was the first job I had as an actor.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's wild. See, that ruined me for all other videos because I can't.
Where is this? I want to see
It's on YouTube like everything else.
And you can tell it's you.
Yeah.
That's a good song, man.
All right.
It was directed by David Fincher before he started making movies. Yep. There it is.
David Fincher directed
Oh, wow, look at that. You can just pull it up on the television.
Oh, we're pulling up a video. I don't know at what point in the video he...
Where's Elijah?
He was a girl.
There he is.
Oh, you played a cute little girl with pigtails.
That's not me.
Someone was also texting it, and that you were in Back to the Future 2.
Correct. Well. Yeah, that was the first job out in a film.
A film, yeah.
That's me.
Well, I know
There he is.
That's me. Yeah.
Did you just break a pencil?
I did. I was,
Wait. Stressed out.
What are you feeling? It's the stress of daycare, correct?
Just so stressed. Look, he's yearning for his lost love. Yeah.
By the way, Steve, last time Elijah was here so long ago, we were both 200 pounds heavier.
You guys were fat and I was skinny.
Casey was skinny and we were fat.
And I was sick that day. I was so mad. I wasn't here when Elijah was in, and we've had 3 out of the 4 Hobbits in studio, and I missed Elijah's
Who else have you had?
We've had Sean Astin a couple of times, and oh man,
Billy,
not Dominic Monaghan, but yeah, the
Billy
guy.
Boyd.
Billy Boyd.
Billy Boyd. Yeah, his band performed in here.
Amazing.
Yes.
That's so cool.
And he's Scottish.
He is.
Oh my God.
I think he was from Glasgow.
He's from Glasgow.
Yeah, he's from Glasgow.
That's right.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Let's hear it for him, guys.
Yeah.
Excellent. We'll take a break. Back in a moment. Stay there. A hidden camera left in a forest to take pictures of animals in the wild captured pictures of a naked man who believed that he was a tiger after taking LSD.
I'm a tiger. Look at this. Grow.
The man only identified
I'm a wild tiger.
The man only identified as Merrick from the Czech Republic took the drug to try and treat his depression.
I'm Merrick the tiger. Growl.
But after taking LSD, he then ran off into the Polish forest, stripped naked, and started behaving like a tiger.
I must leave you now and return to the world of tigers.
Later, foresters look back
But
at
I hope my message of peace lives on.
They look back at the footage to try and see if they had captured any wild animals on camera, but after watching footage of the man...
Oh, this is a straight up the ass shot this camera got.
Oh, yeah, he's totally naked.
Yeah.
He handed...
The brown eye of the tiger.
Yeah. It's the brown eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. They handed the picture straight over to the police, who later apprehended Merrick. The 21-year-old then confessed to police that he had taken LSD.
I'm a tiger. I'm a tiger. I'm a tiger. Running around. Tiger round. I'm a tiger. I am high.
He told then the he said it started to work immediately and that he felt he had become a Siberian tiger.
Wow, that's a cool one to go for.
He told police that it was then that his true personality had woken up and that he had always connected with the animal.
Amazing.
He added that while being high on the drug, he picked up a scent and felt compelled to follow it. In 8 hours, he is believed to have traveled 15 and a half miles along the Czech-Polish border.
Not bad.
He's hauling ass.
Yeah.
But because the man did not have any drugs with him, he was only fined and will not face any further charges. So,
I mean, come on.
Yeah, this picture.
Pull it
All right, I did notice something else. I noticed.
More to be noticed.
I noticed this handwritten piece of paper.
He noticed a handwritten piece of paper.
This is the audio of Kathy from earlier this morning.
WMMR.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, it's brought to you by Horizon Services. They can help you with any unexpected plumbing issue this fall. You can get expert plumbing repairs or replacements fast. Horizon Services, help is on the way. We'll start with this story. Doctors in New Delhi, India, were shocked to find a live cockroach in the small intestine of a 23-year-old man who came in complaining of severe stomach pain and indigestion.
What more speaks to the resiliency of cockroaches?
Yeah, how's this possible?
How's it alive?
The patient had been experiencing symptoms for about 3 days after eating street food and believed that was the cause of the discomfort.
How much for the cockroaches?
After performing an upper GI endoscopy, the medical team discovered the unexpected culprit, a live cockroach in the man's intestine. The doctors quickly removed the insect using an endoscope with a suction feature to safely extract the bug. The doctor noted that if the insect hadn't been removed quickly, it could have caused severe complications, including infections.
Yes.
As for how the cockroach ended up inside the man, doctors
I
speculated.
went up his ass.
No.
The bug told him?
In an exclusive interview with the cockroach.
Yes, I know. It's kind of crazy. I've never seen so many cameras in my life, but it's simple. I crawled up his gaping butthole.
Ah. All right, then. Gaping.
Yeah.
As for how the cockroach ended up inside the man, doctors speculated it may have crawled down his throat while he was sleeping, or he accidentally swallowed
I hate
it.
to tell you, there's another one in there.
Well, eating at the night market. So that's messed up. Man.
The stuff of nightmares.
Yep. All right, Wayne Martell's moose hunt was his first ever. Was a first for him, not just because he had never hunted moose before, and not just because he got to hunt with his daughter as the sub-permittee. No, this was different because of the particular moose that Martell harvested.
Why don't you forget the moose?
Thank you.
For a moment.
Martell's moose, which weighed in at 770 pounds, had one antler that was spike-like, while the other was a 3 to 4 inch nub with bumps around it.
Antlers.
Its spike antler was still dressed in velvet, but so were a couple of its teeth, and both male. And here's the interesting thing: it had both male and female sex organs.
That's the weirdest moose I've ever heard of.
Yeah, Martel shot the moose during the state's second week of bull moose hunting. His daughter Roxanne Johnson was the sub-permittee. He said it was kind of a shock to see exactly what it was when we walked up to it and realized it had equipment for both male and female.
That wouldn't be routine. I mean, sometimes animals. Okay.
Yeah, so
I'm not well versed on my moose junk.
Martel said that they used a rope and a truck to pull the moose out of the skidder road and loaded it in a trailer. The experienced hunter said that he has never seen anything like this moose. He has hunted for deer and upland birds for several years. He also is a lifetime member of the Maine Trappers Association.
If it's in the woods, I'm going to kill it.
Yeah, right. A biologist was amazed at what he saw when the moose came in to be registered. He took measurements, various samples from the moose, and examined the animal thoroughly. Lee Cantor, the state's chief moose biologist, that's his job.
Yeah, this is the small office at the end of the hall.
Said it sounds like the moose was intersex, which is a scientific label that means it had both male and female reproductive parts. The moose likely was not young. A tooth was pulled so scientists can determine its age.
There's something when you see a creature of that size and seeing it killed. It's just like, like the big game hunters.
I know. I don't like it either.
It's so horrible.
So my brother is, he moved to New Hampshire and he gets to see moose like that. Like I have deer in my backyard.
Yeah.
He's got moose in his backyard.
They're just
amazing.
Kill it!
Kill it! He told me about this other thing that they have up there. It's some sort of cat. It's something
moose cat.
No, it's something cat. He said it's kind of like a cross between like a wolverine and kind of looks like an otter. And he says that they're really, really nasty. Like very, very aggressive.
It's like a crocagator. There's a head in the front and a head in the back.
See if you can find out what it is.
Yeah. I forget what it was called.
So the family of Addison Jenkins is seeking justice after discovering an unrecognizable body dressed in his clothes at his viewing. Jenkins, who passed away in February 2023, had chosen Boyd Funeral Home in Camden, New Jersey to handle his arrangements. And upon inspecting the casket, the family was shocked and heartbroken to find another body wearing Jenkins's items, prompting them to file a lawsuit accusing the funeral home of negligence and mishandling human remains.
Was it just a placeholder body?
The family alleges that when they expressed their concerns, the funeral home staff insisted the body was Jenkins, despite obvious differences. They pointed out that specific physical markings, such as a cauliflower ear and foot infection, were missing from the body in the casket. The family requested to see the body again the next day, eventually confirming that the person in the casket was indeed Jenkins, but only after a number of upsetting interactions. In a statement from their attorney, Michael Shaw, the family described the situation as disturbing and reprehensible. They are now pursuing compensation for the mistakes. Let's see what else we have here. How about this one? We'll stick with the grave thing. 2 men are facing charges after allegedly digging into a gravesite at an Evansville, Indiana cemetery. Officers responded to a report of 5 individuals digging into a grave, but the group left after a witness threatened to call the authorities. Later, police stopped Melvin Guerra, who admitted to digging at the site because his boss, Luis Cordon, believed that he was cursed and instructed Guerrero to recover voodoo-related items buried there.
Imagine that's like your first week on the job.
Right. You have to do it.
Listen, there's a voodoo curse on me. I need you to go to the cemetery and exhume bodies.
Hear me out.
Police suspect
I thought I was running the cappuccino machine.
That Corden fell victim to a scam, and both men acknowledged that digging in the cemetery was wrong.
It's wrong.
Guerrero and Corden have been charged.
I've been a bad boy.
With disturbing human remains or grave markers and have been banned from the property. And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you.
Hey, Casey, is it a Fisher cat?
Yes.
Fisher cat. Yeah, I've heard of those before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It does kind of look like a little bit like a Wolverine.
I think it's in the weasel family.
Okay. Well, we have to take a break right now. We will come back in a moment or two. And today, a very special Halloween-themed Connoisseur. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
Bitted or not. She was talking about a woman that bit someone's finger.
All right.
Casey and I thought we heard bitted.
I might have heard bitted as well.
And she says it wasn't, but
she
and texters have gone either way on this too.
Okay.
So it's nope.
Let's see.
She heard bit, and yes, I heard bit.
Well, I tell you what, if Kathy's right, passes to the movie on Wednesday night.
Okay, to who?
To Rogue One, to Kathy.
No, I mean to give to Kathy. Okay, sure. What were you saying?
There's a
Wow,
possibility
thank
that
you.
there's a possibility that she said bit it, but I think she said bitted it.
Oh,
Then I'm going to
okay.
go with bit it.
I'm going with bitted it.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Remember, there was also another woman who bit a woman's finger off.
Bitted a
woman's finger off. You heard it.
Wait, play it again.
All right, here we go.
Remember, there was also another woman who bit a woman's finger off.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, audio proof that Kathy said bit it.
No, I didn't.
Can I hear? I want to go in.
Hold on, yeah.
Marissa is
Hold on,
she
here.
edited another woman who.
You ready?
Yeah.
In slow mo.
Okay.
Bitted a woman's finger off.
Play it from the beginning, slow like that.
That's exactly what happened. I was there and the woman bitted the other woman's finger off. Did I tell you I was a cheerleader?
How about your winter activities?
My winter activities, I had to not do a few of them during the camp out. I nearly bitted my fingernails off, worrying about it.
Worrying about it.
Okay. All right, play it, Casey. Slow. All right.
Remember, there was also another woman who bitted a woman's finger off. Wait a second. That was all. Is that you?
What I said was bit it.
When are we going to do our wine club again? Where we get together and watch that Nick Lachey show.
Listen, what I said was bit it a woman's finger off.
Like I like it, that song.
Bit it a woman's finger off.
Oh, you're still gonna fight it.
Yes. You just have to talk so fast with you guys because you either get
I
cut off or
know.
shut
It's-
down or
it's
you can't
brutal.
finish your story or your statement or a word. Exactly.
I'm like a falcon just waiting to jump in.
Not you,
I know.
everybody in here.
Well, I do it the worst. I know.
Steve, can you do a little bit of the traffic in her voice? Somebody's texting you for that.
Okay, on the northeast-south conduit, traffic is backed up. And at the wood crustacean, which
God.
sounds like a giant wooden lobster.
Seen their stand-up routine? I don't know, but you should. Please welcome. You know them from the Broken Lizard crew. We have Kevin Heffernan and Steve Lemmy who are here.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
This
Yeah, thank you.
morning.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, good to see
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Fresh off the red-eye flight in from
Fresh
the West
off the
Coast.
red-eye.
Yeah, we had to get here on time.
Yeah, and we listened to your show all the way in.
Oh, I hope it was enjoyable. You didn't turn.
Dick Tips, great runner, great runner. Cowtowing, best joke of the last 30 minutes.
you like that?
Cowtowing, yeah.
And
Camel towing, man.
Kevin had a stranger sleeping on him.
Yeah.
On the way
A
in.
lovely elderly Asian woman fell asleep on my shoulder.
Now we were talking about your ability to prior to coming on. That you rock the plane sleeping, no problem, but you cannot use a neck pillow.
No,
your body naturally forms a pillow that keeps your head up.
Yeah, I don't have a neck, so my head is just propped on my shoulders.
Yeah.
So my head doesn't tilt. You know, I can just sleep anywhere sitting straight up.
So did you let her sleep on you?
Yeah, why not?
He didn't know. He
Can
didn't
we
know
all
she
get
was
along?
there.
Can we all just get along?
No, I woke up once. I was on a flight from Hawaii back to Philadelphia, and I woke up to there was a little bit of turbulence. Well, there was a lot of turbulence, and this huge man that was sitting next to me was like grasped onto my arm and like wrapping around me, and he was like, "I think we're gonna be okay." I'm like, okay.
That was his opportunity.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
guess so.
If I was sleeping on her, it would have been different. She would have been.
She'd have been suffocated.
Yeah. She would have got rid of me in a second. I'd have pancaked her.
There's a nice space between these. I'll rest my head there.
Yeah.
You know, it's an adorable picture.
Yeah.
It looks like you're smuggling her out of a country. And, but I envy you being able to do that.
Yeah.
Man.
And Steve, you have your arms folded too. I don't know how you can fall asleep in that position.
We were talking about that because I mentioned to you guys before coming on the device I purchased for Preston, which is this inflatable thing, sits on the trade table. Now, Steve, you are as good as Preston at sleeping on a plane, or no?
No. There's only one spot. I can only sleep on the right side of the plane, on my right ear. I have to lean against the wall. Otherwise, I can't. My neck is I have too much thin neck to, like, even a neck
Is that
pillow.
a syndrome?
Yeah, I have thin neck syndrome.
Yeah, more giraffe.
TNS, they call it.
TNS.
Yeah, I suffer
But
from
you
TNS.
have a specific. You know the specific seat you need. What is the specific seat you need?
The F.
The F seat.
The F seat. And that goes for life, too, by the way. I'm always sitting in the F seat.
That's your autobiography title.
Yeah.
Steve
Always
Lemon,
in
the
the-
F seat.
Life in the F seat.
Life in the F seat.
Yeah.
They'll think it's a hip hop album. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, but I've just. And it'll screw up any sort of your long-term trip if you go overseas. You know, you'll ruin a vacation because you lose 2 days because you didn't sleep on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've never done that. I know you're flying mostly within the United States, but now you just got it down to when you get on. How long before you're asleep?
Like minutes. I recommend people have their necks removed, and then it's easy to sleep that way.
It really is unbelievable how you can sleep on. Like it pisses me off.
It pisses me off.
Yeah. Because sometimes like one of his eyes remains open for the sleep. Like you only know he's asleep because his mouth opens up.
Right.
But his eyes are open, and when his mouth is closed, you can talk to him. But when his mouth is open, that's how you know not to disturb him.
It's true.
So Kevin, you're acutely aware of the fact that Steve's going to be awake taking pictures.
Oh, that's
of you.
all he does of me. He takes pictures of me while I sleep, and I think
have a
it's
whole album of
fetish. It's a fetish he has.
How do you fall asleep knowing that's going to happen?
Nah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't bother him.
I'm a performer, you know what I mean? I like to perform for people. So I walked into the bathroom, the airport bathroom, when I got off, and I had a gigantic drool stain all the way down my T-shirt too. So no, it was a good sleep. It was a good sleep. Yeah.
That is great, especially when you're walking off the flight. Everyone knows exactly what that is.
Hey, guys, I know that a lot of people were excited when they heard that Super Troopers 2 was going to start production this year. It happened in October. You guys
we shot it. Yeah,
you shot it. It's done?
It's done,
wrapped.
yeah. We're in the editing room now. Yeah, that's why we red-eyed out, because we were editing yesterday. So,
Wow.
But we finished about first week of October, and we shot for 2 months up in Boston.
So with the with your stage show, and you guys go out and tour, and you've done it for a while. The other three, I guess, go off and do their deal. But
yeah, we're the funny ones.
You're
We're
the funny
guys,
ones.
yeah.
But I love your kind of your stage show is a synthesis of different things. It's a storytelling and stand up, and it's almost like an evening with.
Yeah, we each do a traditional stand-up comedy set, but we also we come out together and we'll tell behind-the-scenes stories of the making of our movies. In fact, this weekend we're telling a fresh new story about Super Troopers 2.
A tease because
I'll tease it.
I love the.
I'll tease you, Steve.
Tease me like crazy. Tickle my ass with an ostrich.
I'll tease.
So tease, yeah. What is it?
I have a really exciting love scene in Super Troopers 2. I have a very exciting love scene. It's.
Which Carlito's Way member do you look like?
No, it's me with my mustache, but I'm going mustache to mustache with Rodney Farva.
Wow.
Kevin and I have a love scene together.
Yeah.
Really?
We have a thing.
Yeah, we make out in this movie.
Yeah, we can't really give away how it happens, but it does happen.
Yeah,
I love that. I love because I was watching a lot of your stuff, and there's an elaborate Patrick Swayze encounter story that I thought was hilarious. And you, Steve, are a huge Patrick Swayze fan.
We're all Kevin and I are both big Patrick Swayze fans, but Kevin missed his opportunity to meet him because he was over at the free buffet table.
I had a moment.
The window opened for a second, and Kevin was not
Open
there.
bar, dude.
What I loved about it is that you guys are, because you guys, you obviously have this degree of success, but you're just the same sort of guys that we all would be in the same situation. When you meet someone you're sort of a fanboy for, and you realize in short order that you were that annoying fan.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
No, we were like, we saw Swayze, and we ran down the list. Like we were like, all right, what should we say to Swayze? And we ran down the list. Yeah, Point Break, Young Blood, Dirty Dancing,
Roadhouse.
Yeah,
we were zipping through all the movies.
You were trying to pick the movie to lead with because you wanted to set the tone.
I was just gonna have him just like talk about every single movie he ever made. And Kevin, we didn't think we were actually gonna speak to him, but Kevin walked away, and our Super Troopers producer came over and said, I know Swayze. Do you want to come meet him? He's about to leave though, so you have to come right now, which is why Kevin missed the opportunity. But then I got Swayze. I brought him over to a Japanese lantern in the corner of this party, and then I froze. I couldn't remember a single movie. And and then I was like, so is Swayze like your stage name or?
And you saw him do the non-discreet security hand movement that.
Yeah, he made a little signal. I caught it. I didn't register what was happening until Matt Dillon swooped in between us. With his back to me. He was like, "Excuse me, bub." And after about 60 seconds, I was like, "Oh my God." Swayze gave him the signal,
the help signal,
and they were not coming back to me. And I sulked and I walked away. And then Heffernan was waiting for me, and he was so fired up. He was like, "Oh my God, Patrick Swayze and Matt Dillon, tell me everything." And I had crashed and burned.
So, in retrospect, what movie should you have led with had you have remembered? What is the ultimate Swayze movie?
Point Break.
Point Break. Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely.
Point Break or Roadhouse.
Too. Yeah.
I should have gone.
I think Next to Kin gets forgotten a lot.
Next to Kin is great. Black Dog is a deep cut, which is pretty solid. Ghost. I could go Ghost.
But you're a Dirty Dancing guy.
I'll do Dirty Dancing. Hey, look, in Club Dread, I play a character named Juan Castillo.
Yeah.
And if you translate that into English, it translates into Johnny Castle, which is the name of Pete Swayze's character in Dirty Dancing.
Pete Swayze. Yeah. That's our homage.
Wow.
Sofia Vergara's attorney, this is a follow-up, spoke out about the reports the actress is being sued by her own embryos and an ongoing legal battle with former fiancé Nick Loeb.
Are they going to put the embryos on stand?
I'm wondering if that's a bold legal maneuver or not, and if they'll try it, but we'll wait and see. The Right to Live lawsuit was filed on behalf of the fertilized eggs, listed as plaintiffs Emma and Isabella on Tuesday in Louisiana.
The defendant, Sofia Vergara. The plaintiff, her embryos.
Loeb and Vergara created the embryos in 2013, and Loeb has since been battling to have them carried to term and then taken to custody. And then he takes them to custody. The latest maneuver, this is according to her attorney, this latest maneuver is nothing more than another attempt on the part of Mr. Loeb to keep himself in the public eye by keeping himself linked to Miss Vergara. You notice that's always what lawyers say. This is another attempt at publicity.
Another shameless attempt.
They always go there.
We have every intention of putting the embryos up on the stage, and I will cross-examine them vigorously.
So there's the...
Look at you. You're not even developed. You have no arms or legs. You're simply an embryo. You're a gelatinous mass, and you show up here without even wearing a suit. You insult the court system.
I think you should be held in contempt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not entertain this circus.
Loeb's suit comes just 1 week before it.
Besides that, you left a slimy trail all the way up to the stage. And everyone else will now slip in it.
And that might be a lawsuit.
That could be another
right?
lawsuit in the making. And I am frankly shocked that the court would allow this to happen. We ask that anyone taking the stand, please clean up their slimy trails after them.
These from the
WMMR.
Before we move on to the next segment, I had to run into our production studio when we were in the commercial break to record a couple of things for that are going to air later on. And I go up to the console. It's you can sit in a chair and slide forward. It's got the wheels on it, and then you put your legs underneath the console, and the microphone's there, and that's where you record. And this is for some commercials. And so what I didn't know is Casey had started the recording process before I even slid up to the microphone. And the difference between this studio and that studio is it sits a lot lower. Underneath the console are these sliding keyboards.
Yes.
You hit your knee.
Dude, I banged my knee.
It's the worst.
And the mic was rolling.
Every time I record in there, I hit my knee.
So
it's the worst.
Here's the audio. You want to hear this?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Recording. You can just record both spots.
Ow!
I do. Oh, dude.
Jesus. Why would you put that so low?
I had a vision you were going to do that. And I didn't say anything.
God damn. All right. And great. This recorded all of it. God damn it. Okay. I was just like, the moment I slid forward and I hit it, it hurt.
I never understood that placement of the keyboard that way on a low console.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Here's again.
Recording. You can just record both spots.
Ow!
I do. Oh, dude.
Jesus.
Wait, and in the studio you were in, is that does that keyboard actually connect to the computer there?
I don't even know where it goes.
That one does not connect to the computer that we were using. I don't even know which computer that one's for.
Well,
but
that's what I was going to say, because the studio that I use, the keyboard that's down there doesn't even connect to the computer that you're supposed to use when recording. So there's actually no reason for it to be there.
Just to hurt yourself.
Other than just to break your legs.
Yeah.
So when I was was a junior in college, my roommate and his father built a loft for us, and it was awesome. It just saved us so much space. But the way it was built and constructed, the couch that we sat underneath, when people got up and they didn't know any better, they would hit their heads so hard.
Oh, no.
And one time, and Kyle, I hope you're listening because you're such a dick for this. He was the one who lived in this room. He smashed his head so hard, and I laughed, and he punched me. I was like, I didn't do anything. I'm like,
You
you're
can't
an
help
idiot.
it. It's always funny to see it. It always cracks you up. I'll never forget the time we had Larry Menti in the studio, the news anchor, and did not realize we had double glass because, of soundproofing. And he goes to look out the window and wham!
But listen, if you really hurt yourself, the last thing you want to hear is someone laughing.
Laughing. I know. Yeah.
So keep that in mind. All right, you know what? Time to eat.
It's time for the Connoisseur.
And don't I get the best tables in town and all that stuff?
I can do it for you again if you want.
But we have a special Halloween edition this morning.
It's a special Halloween edition of the Connoisseur.
And we're going to be playing clips from scary movies.
Well, now you're in my realm.
Yes, you'll know all of these, I'm sure, Steve. All right, so let's start with the first story. I'm gonna put two local stories together.
Nice.
Number one, Yards Brewing Company is celebrating a major milestone, 30 years of brewing in the city of brotherly love.
They're wonderful.
To mark the occasion, Yards is turning back the clock to 1994, the year that it all began. And so Friday, November 1st, I'm doing this today because it'll be the day of that we do the Connoisseur, so I'm going to give you a little advance notice. November 1st, next Friday, 6 to 11 p.m., the Yards Tap Room on Spring Garden Street will host an evening of 90s nostalgia, great beer, and gathering of fellow beer lovers and key figures from Yards history. The event is no charge. It's open to the public, and it will include 1994 pricing on iconic brews, appearances by two craft beer legends, Fergie Carey and Tom Peters, tapping of special Firkin, of extra special ale.
Is that a curse?
I don't know what Firkin is. Marissa, you know what a Firkin is.
What the fuck is this?
Ow!
I hit my Firkin knee.
You know I'm never not going to laugh at that, right?
I know.
A firkin is like one of those wood casks. So
Okay.
it's like an old keg. And a keg from the olden times,
All
Preston.
right.
From
Perfect.
the oldie times.
So they're tapping one of those. They're going to have complimentary samples, special ceremony to recognize Yards founder Tom Keogh, and 90s music and nostalgia prizes, giveaways, costumes, and more. So that's taking place on the 1st. And then I saw this. This is pretty cool. And this is actually happening today. It is Nanu's Hot Chicken. They have a surprise grand opening of their newest location, and it's at 6151 Ridge Avenue. The new location follows the Bucks County opening a few weeks ago, and here's why you want to know about this. From 4 to 7 p.m. today, you get a complimentary chicken sandwich meal. Anybody.
Anybody walks in and gets a complimentary chicken sandwich.
Literally, from their press release, it says if 500 people show up, they'll enjoy all those sandwiches. 600, we got it. 700, yes. 800, yes. Anyone who shows up between those hours will walk away with a signature meal, spice levels optional, it says.
That's pretty insane.
So I'll tell you again. It's they're on Ridge Avenue, 6151 Ridge Avenue.
It's freaking nuts.
Yeah.
So they do this with all of the grand openings. There was one in Conshohocken, not the same chain. It was a different one. And they just did this, when was it? I'm trying to see. It was just a couple of weeks ago. The line went all the way down the street, wrapped around the corner, and it was not far from the high school. So I think a lot of kids, when they got out of high school, they all went there and got in line.
Yeah. Listen, we're looking at video of coverage of this. The food looks fantastic.
I've never heard of this place.
I have not either.
So Nanu's, I'll give you the history of this. Nanu's was created by four brothers who had a dream to make real change happen in the world and who had a passion for helping those in need, including Nanu, who was born with Down syndrome. Imran, Ikram, Haroon, and Nanu Rashid created Nanu's in 2023, opened their first location at 2210 Cotman Avenue in July of that year, and they have now opened their ninth location, or they are opening their ninth location with a surprise 10th on the way after Roxborough. So this one's in Roxborough.
Good for them.
Yeah, it's great.
I love the small business.
And they're expanding like crazy. So great. It's got to be great food.
By the way, was that a full, like a chicken finger? The thing looked like the size of a human arm.
So it was a guy that was dipping a very large piece of bread. It looks like a whole chicken breast.
Okay.
Steve, into a pint-sized glass of cheese is what it looked like. Of liquid cheese. So
it looks very good, very indulgent.
This looks decadent, man. All right, well, rock on, guys. So today from 4 to 7. Now, there's probably going to be a long-ass line. Complimentary chicken sandwich meals for everybody.
I'm not going to wait in line for compliment. I would rather just go and buy one. You know,
Then wait in that line.
That line.
There are people that love free food, so go have at it. All right, here is our first clip we are going to play. And we have a chance to win a couple of different things for the Connoisseur today. Tickets to see David Cross, who's going to be performing November 12th at the Keswick Theater, or a $50 gift card for our Sidebar and Restaurant in Westchester. So here is the first clip.
Now we got dried peaches, dried apricots, dried raisins, and dried prunes. You know, Mrs. Torrance, you got to keep regular if you want to be happy.
All right, 215-263-WMMR. That's a pretty easy one. Order up. Oh, hang on a second.
What?
Already? We're going to do the fast food roundup right now.
That feels like premature fast food elation.
I try to move it around a little bit.
All right.
So someday I'll lead with it, but I'm going to put it here at second. So we're going to start with this one. This is according to ChatMeter, an AI-based intelligence company. They have released their 2024 QSR reputation ranking that finds across the fast food industry that fast food service is getting worse.
Oh, man.
Yep. And they rank the top 25 large quick service restaurants based on customer reviews about food quality, service, and quality and value as well. It finds that overall complaints are up. Wait times are longer, and mobile ordering is causing chaos for restaurants.
So there are some situations in which I've seen mobile ordering become problematic for places. And in some places that I will use mobile ordering, they will suspend it.
Yeah.
Like it will go offline for a while so that they can catch up for their in-store customers.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the only way to handle it.
I will say that Dunkin's online mobile ordering is
amazing.
Amazing. I mean, it's just there's
never saw that situation arrive at Dunkin'.
I always have, some modification to something. I don't like this, can't have this, whatever. So I like it because you can, you pull things off, you put things on. Like it's pretty specific and they see it printed out.
Yeah.
Right.
If you order it in stores, sometimes they forget or
The
miss
human
it or
condition, there can be.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
Do you think that complaints are up because service is getting worse, or in part because the ability to complain is actually?
I was thinking the same thing, Nick, because you have more ways to get your complaint through.
Right, and those complaints can be tracked more readily and more accurately, especially when they're using a device like this, Preston.
As a frequent
complainer?
No, I never complain. No, I mean, but I go to fast food probably more than you guys.
You think it's getting worse?
I think it's both.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't honestly, how can you get jazzed for a job that it pays you $10 an hour?
Well, look, it's a good question, but I loved working at McDonald's, and it was fun for me, and it was my first job, and not every day was great, and sometimes you're dealing with a-hole customers, but for me, it was a really cool place to work, and I'm not disagreeing with your point, Casey. I really enjoyed working there.
So wait time related reviews are up 8.5%. Comments claiming that their order took a long time increased by 34.7%.
Yeah.
And customers report they waited anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour to get their food. Mobile orders are a real problem, with complaints about them skyrocketing 52%. Most were related to orders not being ready when promised.
Well, you know what happened? I was very reticent on the mobile order thing. It's like, well, come on, I'm just going to go get it. It's no problem. I'm going to pick it up anyway. I'll be there. I'll just order when I get there. It was COVID that forced that for me to get on board, and now I use them fairly liberally.
Yeah. All right.
God, I miss the to-go cocktails.
Those were nice.
They were nice.
So to put these into order, the overall ranking of fast food restaurants, not really a surprise. Number one is Chick-fil-A. Of course. Because they have that ordering process down pretty smooth.
But their mobile one, I don't really like it, because you go through the whole process of ordering the food, and then when you get there, you have to tell them that you're there, and then that's when they start your order. I'm like, well, why the hell did I even order ahead?
I know. It also depends on what Chick-fil-A you go to, because the one by my house, I don't even know if it's still open. They may have closed it. The one inside the Plymouth Meeting Hall.
Is that bad?
It's awful. It is so terrible. Everyone always complains about it. And there's another one down Germantown, but it's a little bit of a ride. If people coming from Conshohocken or, right there in Plymouth Meeting, that's the easiest location. But it's awful.
It depends on the employees, man, whether they, there's some people that are just do not want to be there, and they are not going to put in the effort.
I sat one time. I did a drive up order for them to bring it out to my car, not for me to go into the store. I sat sitting. Jace is like, "What's going on? Where's my food?" Like it took forever. I said, "I'm going in." I go in. I go up. Whatever. They're like, "Oh, we don't do bring to your car anymore."
Like, no one told you.
Well, that would have been nice if you told me that 20 minutes ago.
Detail on the online order. Number 2 is Carl's Jr.'s Hardee's.
Carl.
Number 3 is
Carl. Good to see you.
Number 3 is Arby's, followed by McDonald's, Wendy's, Jack in the Box. 7 is Zaxby's, and then you have Panda Express, Five Guys, and Taco Bell. So that's the top 10 as far as that survey went. Here's another fast food story. Starting on October 31st, Taco Bell is launching limited time Decades menu, bringing back some of the nostalgic menu items from each decade since its founding. Items like the original tostada from the 60s, the 70s green sauce burrito, 80s favorite Mexi Melt, and the Gordita Supreme from the 90s will be available, all priced at $3 or less.
You've been always been able to get the Mexi Melt. You're just going to have to know how to hack the menu. They have a thing called a cheesy roll-up. You order a cheesy roll-up, and you get the beef added to it, and there's your Mexi Melt. But I prefer my Mexi Melt with no pico sauce, and so I don't know if they have a pico on the menu anymore.
Am I the only one who really loves the Gordita Crunch?
I mean, I don't hate it, but honestly, my go-to is just crunchy tacos and the Mexi Melt. And that's kind of it.
They're also releasing a collection of retro-themed merchandise, including hoodies, stainless steel cups, and more.
And a chastity belt.
I did not know that. Wow. All right, yes.
I'm sorry, just real quick. Speaking of burritos, did you guys have the breakfast burrito that Red Robin brought in yesterday?
No, I had the burger
Holy
instead.
crap.
Was
it
it
was
good?
so freaking good. It was one of the best breakfast burritos I've ever had. Like, it was a really good mix of...
I love Red Robin.
It was, Steve, if you're a breakfast burrito person, next time you go to Red Robin, order one. It was fantastic.
All right, here's a story out of the Wendy's camp. As soon as the Pineapple Under the Sea Frosty runs its course, Wendy's is rumored to be releasing a new salted caramel frosty.
And this is Italian to Megalopolis?
The autumnal flavor has generated lots of excitement among fans, with some saying they prefer it to the usual fall standard of pumpkin spice. However, more than a few fans are disappointed that the OG vanilla frosty will be temporarily shelved to make room for the treat. Now, elsewhere, outside of the U.S., some other flavors that Wendy's has dabbled with: chocolate-covered pretzel, white chocolate strawberry, mango tagine, and this is what I need: pistachio.
That's your
my
fave, is it not?
favorite
Yeah.
flavor of ice cream. So, and then one last fast food story. I think I have one last one. Hang on a second here. Yeah, last fast food story. Arby's mac and cheese bites are available in 4 pieces at for participating locations for a limited time. So they have mac and cheese bites. They are a blend of 4 cheeses and noodles coated in a light breading and fried to a crispy golden brown.
I feel like Burger King had that. I don't know if they have it anymore.
You're saying this is might be corporate espionage?
It's not. I think they saw it be successful somewhere else, and they're like, let's
they just told it,
So they're priced at $3.99 and $5.99 respectively, but prices may vary. You can also add them to Arby's 2 for $6 everyday value meal if you want to do that.
You know, it's funny with stuff like this, with food like this, and you look at it, and it's like, I know there's so much that's bad, but it just looks delicious.
It does.
So when you see a commercial for something, and I'm pretty much a sucker for a lot of this stuff, when you see a fast food commercial for something that you're like, that looks terrible, then it really has to be uber terrible.
All right, let's see if you know what movie this is from.
Now we got dried peaches, dried apricots, dried raisins, and dried prunes. You know, Mrs. Turris, you got to keep regular if you want to be happy.
All right, we're going to go to Steve. Hi, Steve. Good morning.
Hi, guys. It's actually Pete.
All right, Pete. What movie is that from, buddy?
The Shining.
The Shining. Scatman Crothers.
You're a whore, Peter.
Pete, we're going to give you this.
A $50 gift card for Sidebar and Restaurant on East Gay Street in Westchester. You can check out their weekly specials and brunch menu at sidebarandrestaurant.com.
All right, here's another Halloween-themed Connoisseur clip. What movie is this from?
Did you see the one about the guy in the spaceship? It was real. He turned into a werewolf and they shot her. You're classic. Doesn't mean it wasn't real.
Hey, Ernie, put a pepper steak on for me, will you? And a hamburger for the lady.
How do you want that?
How you want it, honey?
Rare.
All right, 215-263-WMMR. Order up. So Denny's is going to close 150 underperforming locations over the next year. They're going to cut hours of operation and slash its vast menu as financially pressed diners cut back on spending.
I have a sort of a nostalgic love for Denny's. When I was first auditioning at Y100 Preston, there was the Macintosh Hotel right across the street, and the restaurant in the parking lot was the Denny's.
Yeah.
So I would be eating at the Denny's.
Steve, it was our high school hangout. There was one on 252 right near the Gateway Shopping Center. It's a Nudies restaurant now, which is a fantastic breakfast place. But we would go to Denny's all the freaking time, and I miss it.
Yeah, we would go to the one on Baltimore Pike and Clifton. That's now a Cure Leaf.
Okay. There was one right on 352 as well, Casey, near the Granite Run Mall.
We used to go there after the show because it was right by Y100.
My grandma lived in Lima Estates, so I would go to that Denny's with my grandma, and it was like great childhood memories for me.
Yeah. I worked at a restaurant across the street from a Denny's, and when we would close at like 1 a.m., we'd go over to Denny's and have breakfast.
All night, right?
Yeah, they were open 24 hours. So the stores, it says Denny's has about 1,500 locations around the country. They will shutter 50 outposts by the end of the year and the remaining 100 next year. The stores that are closing are all, quote, underperforming restaurants that are either too old to be remodeled or in areas that have become unprofitable, according to Steve Dunn, the vice president. They are dragging down the company's financial performance, he added. The chain will whittle down its menu of 97 items to 46 as well, as more adults order from its kids' menu to save money. Denny's said it will relax one of its hallmark features, the 24/7 operating hours, recognizing that many of its franchisees can no longer afford to stay open for such an extended period.
They're just they're rolling with the change. You gotta keep on rolling, as REO Speedwagon taught us.
About 1/4 of its eateries never resumed keeping their doors open 24/7 after the pandemic anyway. So,
yeah,
they're going to close it up.
I was never a Denny's person. We had a local diner in our area, so that's where we always went. I think I've been to Denny's maybe once.
Okay. Yeah.
I want you to listen to the lyrics of the song and understand how it pertains to Denny's.
It's decent, inexpensive food. It's like Waffle House.
Yeah.
And it was open all the time, and that was the thing. And you get breakfast 24 hours a day, too.
That was it,
pretty cool. So they're going to roll with the changes. All right, let's see if you know what clip this movie is from.
Did you see the one about the guy in the spaceship? It was real. He turned into a werewolf and they shot her. You're classic. Doesn't mean it wasn't real.
Hey, Ernie, put a pepper steak on for me, will you? And a hamburger for the lady.
How do you want that?
How you want it, honey?
Rare.
All right, we'll go to Andy, see if he knows. Andy, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, name the movie, brother.
Is that The Howling?
The Howling. Yes. Absolutely correct. And we have a prize for you, Andy.
You just won our last $50 gift card for Sidebar and Restaurant in East Gay Street in Westchester. You can check out their weekly specials and brunch menu at sidebarandrestaurant.com.
All right, we have another clip to play. Let's see if you can identify which Halloween or scary movie this is from.
What's that noise?
Popcorn.
You making popcorn?
Uh-huh.
I only eat popcorn at the movies.
Well, I'm getting ready to watch a video.
All right, 215-263, WMMR, call now. Order up. Costco's food court pizza is a popular item in the past, and customers at many locations had to order through digital kiosks at the food courts and wait for their number to be called to receive their pizza. And according to a Redditor, customers at his local Costco have gotten rid of this method of ordering and are directed to place their orders at the counter and stand in a dedicated pickup line to get their pizza on a first-come, first-served basis.
So it's like a regular pizza parlor.
That's what it sounds like, yeah. It sounds like a pizza party, really.
Yeah. A pizza party.
There's no official word from Costco regarding the number of pizza warehouses that have made the switch or the reasons behind it, but it may be an attempt to make the process more efficient.
Well, I think you're going to cause more angst and anger amongst the Costco pizza buying public.
Many Costco members have complained about long wait times with food court pizza in the past, and the new process appears to be fair and efficient, with one Redditor commenting, you get served as you get to the front of the line.
I'd like some pizza.
Is the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
Another Redditor spotted what he believed to be a pizza warming cabinet at their location that allowed customers to grab their pizza from the cabinet after paying for it at the counter, alleviating the wait times.
Is it Little Caesars that has they have that setup where you go in and there is?
I've never been to a Little. I wouldn't know.
They have basically a row of this pizza warming cabinet, and your order number is there when you take your own pizza out.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then this other Costco story, they have brought back their popular wine advent calendar, but earlier this year.
Wine advent calendar.
Can you get that in? I'm sorry.
That sells out immediately.
Yeah.
I know of people who went on a quest to get this thing and could not locate it.
I was
hugely
one.
popular.
I don't have a Costco membership. I had everybody who had one looking for them. And I mean, the second they hit the stores, they were gone.
Yeah, they don't do that in Costco's in Pennsylvania, right? Do you have to go to another state?
Is that the reason?
I've never.
Maybe that's why we couldn't find it.
Well, they don't sell alcohol at the Costco's.
Yeah.
They sell pizza.
Marissa?
Kathy, I have a Costco. You can come with me to the Mount Laurel store.
Okay.
That's the closest one that sells liquor.
Okay.
No, not Mount. I'm sorry, Christiana.
Christiana? Okay.
Yeah, because like Edison, New Jersey is the only one close by.
Okay.
But they also have one at the Wine and Spirits, FYI.
So $99 for the Wine Adventure Advent-URE, Advent-URE. Features 24 half bottles of wine from Flying Blue Imports, including a mix of European wines like Sauvignon Blanc and Chianti. The product also has QR code, which offers additional details about each wine.
Well, what is it, $90, $100?
$99, yeah.
For 24 bottles of wine, you know they have to be good.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, they want you to sample it and then buy it
and get it
by the full bottle. So I have a bourbon advent calendar that Michelle got me.
Was it good?
I didn't finish it. Like, it was too much bourbon, man.
I've got a problem.
I know.
I got to go to rehab.
So speaking of bourbon, because I follow...
Kathy just called me a pussy. Did anybody hear that?
No.
You wouldn't have a bottle of bourbon each night. What's wrong with you?
But I don't know if it was a bourbon or a whiskey, but Joe Montana has a liquor that he sells exclusive. I don't know if it's exclusively, but sells it at Costco. It's like it looks like a gold. I think it's like Gold Bar whiskey or something like that.
Is there a coveted or at least a recognized upper level wine that is sold at Costco?
Probably. I mean, like, they have enough.
Cheryl Ladd collection?
Enough selection. Well, I mean, like at Trader Joe's, you can get $2 chuck, right? So but you can also buy the $20 or $25.
I guess that's a point. Yeah.
You're not going to get a bottle of Dom Perignon at Trader Joe's, but you can get nice wines, and same goes for Costco.
Do all Trader Joe's have?
Not in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so weird. The liquor
still
laws.
behind.
I think like we're making some strides. I know we're making some strides, but you still can't buy wine in most of those types of stores.
Think about the revolution that was wine in supermarkets.
Well, you can in Acme, so why can't you in Trader Joe's?
Well, and Target has it.
What?
But Trader Joe's doesn't.
Right.
And Costco doesn't.
And Costco doesn't.
So, I don't know. Maybe there's certain permits and things that have to be,
I'm sure they have to pay money.
And you have to qualify as a certain type of store and all that stuff.
That's the problem with these transactions, Kathy. They always ask for money.
All right, let's see if you know what movie this is from.
What's that noise?
Popcorn.
You making popcorn?
Uh-huh.
I only eat popcorn at the movies.
Well, I'm getting ready to watch a video.
All right, let's see if you know what movie that is from. We'll go to Gina. Hi, Gina. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Gadzooks.
Gadzooks.
That's
And-
from Scream.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Is your mother home?
Here's what we have for you.
All right, Gina, you won a pair of tickets to see David Cross, the end of the beginning of the end tour. And that's going to be on November 12th at the Keswick Theater in Glenside with special guest Sean Patton. And tickets are on sale now via AXS.com. And by the way, I just started watching the last season of Umbrella Academy. David Cross is in that.
He sure is.
Yeah.
And he's on our show next week.
And he's on our show next week.
Yeah, he's going to be on Tuesday morning.
Can I do one more?
No.
Why not?
Because you got to go.
I think I'm going to just leave before the last break.
Is that it? Okay. Well, then let's do it, bro.
You sure?
All right.
Because Preston has to go to travel today.
You tell me of these two.
A lot of people don't know you are transporting a kidney.
Yes.
To the
time is of the
Mayo
essence.
Clinic.
I'll make this one super duper quick.
Okay.
All right. This here's a clip.
Little meatball.
All right. 215-263-WMMR. Order up. Last story, and it's a quick one. In a cheeky effort to try to appeal to a more mature crowd, Goldfish Crackers has temporarily rebranded themselves as Chilean sea bass crackers.
Oh, okay. I saw the. You guys follow Dude with a Sign?
No, but I saw this pop up on a number of different sites.
Yeah. So, that was just a simple ad campaign?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not actually flavoring them as Chilean sea bass.
Well, no, because he held up a sign. He goes, as an adult, I'm going to call goldfish Chilean sea bass or something like that.
So he might have been paid to do that.
Yeah.
Or they were inspired by him. I don't really know. So the playful move, along with their previous release of flavors like Old Bay and Frank's Red Hot, is part of the company's broader effort to target a more grown-up audience, particularly millennials and Gen Z. The rebranding includes a limited time offer for customers to purchase the special edition crackers online while supplies last, which, it'll have the name on there. It'll say Chilean sea bass crackers.
Right.
So
it's a gimmick, but it just might work.
And it tastes exactly the same. So, yeah, it's just they're playing around.
Of the fish, I mean, salmon I used to not eat any seafood besides tuna. Salmon is now my number one protein, but I think Chilean sea bass is very good as well.
I've never had it, and I think it's because it was so expensive, and at that time, I don't know.
It's very mild. There's not a lot of,
and that's why it appeals to me. Yeah,
Okay.
All right, let's see if you know what movie this is.
Little meatball.
All right, let's see if you know the answer. We're going to go to Chris. Hi, Chris. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Chris, what movie is that from?
Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors?
No. Incorrect, sir. You're right in there, but he got the number wrong. So let me go next to Tom. Hey, Tom. Morning, bud.
Your mother's a whore.
And even she knows to watch the tram car. All right, what movie is that from, bud?
Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
4, yes.
Your mama is a whore.
Yes.
And even she knows to watch the tram car.
All right, Tom, here's what we have for you.
You got a pair of tickets to see David Cross, the end of the beginning of the end tour. That's November 12th at the Keswick Theater in Glenside with special guest Sean Patton. Tickets are on sale now via AXS.com, and you can hear David Cross on our show next week.
And that is it for the Connoisseur. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you to Marissa Magnotta for pulling the Halloween-themed clips for the segment this morning. We are taking a break. We're coming back in a moment, and our friend Maria Bamford is going to be in the studio.
Awesome.
Helium Comedy Club. She is in the Acme Lounge as we speak.
Excellent.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
Yeah.
What are these?
These are Anderson peanut butter filled pretzel nuggets. That's what Casey's snacking.
So the Geeter sends, sometimes you get these baskets that have Jerry Blavitt, sends these great baskets, but sometimes people will send these baskets where there's nothing good.
Right.
And it's a wonderful gesture. His baskets always have a lot of great stuff in them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like the tower. Like you get all
That's
those
really
little
good.
boxes.
I do like that.
Yeah.
You know who does that? Harry and David.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they got the.
They have a very good the holidays. It's the number one place to shop. It's a holiday season upon you. Harry and David are very good.
Nick became full-blown, Shogun.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm interested in purchasing a tower of a delectable for holiday season. His name is Macaroon. Cookie here. Cookie here.
Brownie here.
Duck chocolate covered the blueberry. I said the blueberry. Blueberry.
We don't have any brewberries.
Son of a bitch. I know you were coming to avenge me.
He really did. He got very emotional.
I like the popcorn with the chocolate.
Oh, you got to do the. You like the blueberries, right?
The Harry and David dark chocolate covered blueberries. And here's the difference. Here's where it all comes down to. They're actual blueberries covered in dark chocolate, as opposed to blueberry mush. Some other places do. This was once a blueberry before we treated it with radiation and whatever. But the Harry and David dark chocolate covered blueberries are blueberries.
Yeah. So when you had your surgery a couple of years ago, Steve,
you very kindly brought by like a whole supply of them.
Yeah, I bought 3 boxes of blueberries. I only gave you 2 of them.
Mate, I'm only learning about that now. Now I regret having the surgery.
Hey!
Is this a Harry and David?
He had dishonored you.
You make me rose face. In front of Harry and David, I will kill you. You have dishonored my tower of chocolate covered popcorn.
Nick, that was just so guttural, so raw. Your
Holy crap.
If that doesn't tell you how cold it is.
I mean, it's like an alien. I
don't
swear
even-
to
I
God,
don't
it's
know
like
what
a thing from another planet.
Two sets of eyes.
Is that 2 or 3?
So to describe, just a moment. We had a number one. It just looked like a black mass that walked in through the door here, and then as this thing got closer, we realized that it's actually Pierre Robert.
I thought it was Sasquatch.
He's wearing a huge, thick, down black jacket. He has, of course, his hair flying out all over the place, and he has a huge hat on that's fuzzy, all kinds of fur all over it, which is fake, I'm sure. And then he has a pair of sunglasses, and then on top of that are a pair of spectacles. And his mouth is opening and closing.
Well, I'm trying to get a word in.
I'm just describing for the audience what we're seeing here.
He's trying to breathe.
So it's cold out.
Baby.
Yeah. I got to play that from Dean Martin later today. But I found this hat somewhere in my travels, and I go, this hat will make me look like a Ruski, and then I can hack into the U.S. political system. And
this actually makes you look. Who's the guy who's saying, I just want to stop and tell you how I
Yakov
feel
Smirnoff?
about you? Do you remember that guy, the Canadian guy who was super hairy?
I never saw him. I know the song.
Yeah, it's just an amazing. You do look like Sasquatch with bad eyesight.
I could be totally speaking out my ass here, but Steve, do they do prescription sunglasses these days?
They absolutely do. Claire has, my wife has them, and they're absolutely manageable and doable.
what are you laughing at? These people are laughing
at your multiple sets of glasses.
People that give me funny looks while I'm driving because I'll have my sunglasses on and then my reading glasses below my sunglasses.
All right, this is the guy, Gino Vanelli.
Gino Vanelli is who he was
That's
talking
who you
about.
look like.
That song. And yes, it does look like him.
Well, there you have it.
For your love.
Yeah.
He's a handsome devil just like me.
Wait, so are your eyes dilated right now?
No.
Oh.
I could take them off.
Yeah, you can take them off. There you go.
Yeah, there.
You look like a Sasquatch safecracker.
This is Gino Vanelli, by the way, who Pierre looks like this morning.
It's this big black fuzzy fake fur hat with flaps. As I was leaving the premises, I'm thinking this will be good today. But you know, it's not the cold. There are bursts of wind. What?
I keep seeing Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah, from the side when he turned sideways.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because it kind of looks like he have a mullet, and he actually brought it back.
Who's
a hockey player?
He's a hockey player, yeah.
with the
I shouldn't
mullet.
have used the sports reference.
I thought it was another movie thing that I'd missed.
No, it was a hockey
The Break
thing that you
Bad
missed.
Guys.
So Darth Vader's cousin.
Okay. Yeah. So it is. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go.
Well, honestly, the picture's worth 1,000 words.
Oh.
We're putting it up.
It's the wind bursts that get you.
Yes, the wind chill.
So the cold is not so bad, but that wind is tough. So buckle up if you're going out.
Buckle up heartily.
Yeah.
Wear your warmest buckles.
Buckle up for safety. Buckle up.
And for warmth.
Yeah.
Sitting to my left, ladies and gentlemen, Adrian Zemeck.
Adrian Smed, I thought he was dead. Oh, my God.
We're not kidding. We've been talking about you forever, right, Preston?
We have. We absolutely have. We are fans. Has anybody ever said to you, I thought you were dead before, though? That's a slight insult.
Well, actually, there was an episode of The Simpsons where I was in one of their musical numbers, and I popped out of a coffin saying, "And I'm not dead."
Here you are in this play, and again, Middletown, and it's two couples, and there's sort of there's some comedy, there's some sadness, but it's the way they've grown over the years. And what drew you to this?
Exactly that. I'm used to, I've been through the Eastern Seaboard so many times with musicals. And I'm used to just being drenched in sweat by the end of the show and doing it. And then I read this play, and it was such a simple play. It's just about two couples who have dinner every Friday night for 33 years.
Right.
They're best friends, and they're normal people, and life happens to them. And it truly is a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, we suck you in by all our little charming quirks that the couples have and everything, and then life happens. There are tragedies in life that you have to deal with, relationship problems with your spouse and everything. But what is the great fascinating thing about this play is that the words speak for themselves. I'm actually first generation Romanian, so my family came, to America for their kids to, be doctors and lawyers, and I'd come up to my dad and say, "I'm going to be an actor." And it's like, the funny thing about him is I won him over. I literally out of acting school, I got one of the last national tours of the original Grease, and we were playing in my hometown of Chicago.
You were playing Zuko?
Yeah, I was playing Danny, and we were going into a very big theater into Chicago, and there was and nobody really knew very much about Grease at that time.
Right.
The movie had not come out yet. It was just a hit on Broadway, and there were a few national tours. So the company manager said, "Look, we're having a lot of trouble with this opening night. We're going to paper the house. Tell your dad that you can invite the entire congregation." So,
oh man, that's a
I didn't mention that my father is a priest, an Orthodox priest.
Right,
they can get married.
And Greece is
Eastern Orthodox priests can get married.
Yeah. Greece is very profane.
Oh God,
yeah,
yeah. The stage show.
Kidding?
Yeah.
I'm giving the finger on the show, and it's just like the original Grease was not meant for kids. It was meant for adults looking back on their lives in high school.
So he brings down the congregation.
So there were 500 Romanian people screaming and yelling, and they had their gypsy violins, and they were going singing the act. Every time I came out, there was a big cheer. It was then that my father was won over, and he kind of, although he didn't understand when I ended up getting television and film when I was doing T.J. Hooker. he didn't really understand what that was all about. So he says, You work for 1 hour. What you do rest of week?
That's great.
You are a bum. I got into this business because I wanted to be an actor.
Right.
That's it. I never even wanted to do television and film. I just wanted to work in theater.
Right.
That's all I ever wanted to do. And then one thing happens, and then you're just whisked away, and suddenly you're in Hollywood, and you're doing all this stuff.
You're good friends with William Shatner, right?
Yeah, I'm actually. We're currently working on a few projects with his production company. Actually, we're letting it out right now. We're actually thinking of bringing Hooker back.
Oh, in
a comical way.
That'd be awesome.
Perfect. Bill is 88. Yeah. But the funny thing about it is that when we did Hooker, Bill pretty much did push the envelope on asking for ridiculous things for Hooker to do.
Okay.
I mean, we had technical advisors from LAPD there, and he said, "Look, no, I got this idea. How about I just run over to the helicopter, and as it's going up, I just grab onto the rung of the helicopter, and when we're up in the air, I take my gun out and I go, bring it down." And the TA standing there going, nobody would ever do that.
The top text here says, "Poor man Travolta, my ass."
Yeah.
He made Bachelor Party, which is an absolute, it's one of my favorite films, and you have one of the best lines in the movie, I think personally.
Look at the cans on that pinball.
Well, you're telling him, man, I really would love to have a relationship.
I would love to have this relationship that you have, and someday I'll have kids and be happy. And hey, look at the cans on that business. You know that movie. Tom and I lived very close to each other. So we lived in Studio City, and the sound stage that we were shooting this at was in Culver City. So it was a pretty good distance to go on the 405 freeway.
And you've been on Bosom Buddies, right?
Yes, yes. I played Johnny Midnight, his boyhood friend from camp.
So you knew him?
Yeah. And we'd carpool to work because we could go in the carpool lane and everything. And as every day after we get in the car and we go, our careers are over. Our careers are really over. What are we doing? This is going to be terrible.
No.
All we did was show up for 13 hours a day and goof off. Almost nothing of what the script originally was in there. We just ad-libbed. We just goofed off. And honestly, some of the funniest scenes in the movie never made it into the movie because we had gotten an X rating.
There's a horse scene. There's a horse
a donkey show.
Let me tell you about this. The donkey actually died.
What?
They brought him back to life.
No.
They literally shot him with some shot of something for him to go, and then he keeled over. And his heart stopped.
Oh, my God.
And we've got all these people, there's like 100 extras. Many of, the girls are half naked and everything. We're all standing there going, oh, my God, they killed the donkey.
Dear Lord.
You resurrected a donkey, Adrian Cement?
And they did the whole adrenaline thing, you know what I mean? They put the
Oh, my
thing in
God.
his heart and he came back.
The donkey snorts 3 lines of coke.
You definitely could.
It's a real good kids movie. I'm really proud.
You're thinking your career is over, but no.
And then, honestly, when we saw the first cut, it was like, Tom and I looked at each other. This is funny. What the hell happened?
Is there any chance you could go back and re-release a director's cut by any chance?
Well, you are memoir.
Thank you very much, Kath. Our next guest at Helium Comedy Club tonight, Saturday and Sunday as well. It's a 6 p.m. Sunday show, which is a pretty cool deal. We would like to welcome the lovely Maria Bamford to our program. As always, it's nice to see you again.
On the show, I heard you were talking about food. I have a food show pitch, which is it'd be a cooking show, and it'd be called I'd Eat That. Just whatever anybody makes.
You'd eat that.
I'd eat it.
You're on board. Is it because you yourself are not much of a kitchen person?
I'm not a total kitchen person, but I'm also not choosy. I've eaten a lot of truck stops. I love a tuna nougat. I don't mind.
Tuna nougat. You're of the people. You don't mind, and we appreciate that because we don't focus in on the upper tier culinary world. We are down in the Oreos and the tuna nuggets.
Yeah, have you put a power bar into your glove compartment and seen it as a microwave of sorts? I'm braising my power bar
in your little microwave oven in the car. I never thought of it that way,
Yes.
but I do love that. I want to compliment you on your shirt you're wearing today. It's a Pennsylvania Academy of the Fine Arts.
Yes, my husband went there. My husband's right here.
This is Scott.
Looking at me, showering me with love and acceptance.
He's sleeping.
Yeah. He's on the couch.
You guys did a graphic novel together, did you not?
Yes, we did.
Yes. I wanted to find out about that.
It's called Hogbook and Laser Eyes. It's based on our 2 names that we had going on the internet when we were dating. I was Hogbook. He was Laser Eyes. I chose Hogbook because I cast too wide a net when I say funny, thoughtful. I need one guy. That's what he was the one guy who has responded to Hogbook.
What dating app were you on?
OkCupid.
OkCupid.
Which is free. That's all I want. I want free stuff. I don't want to pay for anything. And he was less than 5 miles. It was geographically convenient, as well as he's wonderful. Look at him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And attentive, and he's showering you with loving.
So let me go back to the shirt here real quick.
Yeah.
Why the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts? Why do you have that shirt?
Oh, because he went there for school. He's from Philly.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm talking about him as if he's not here. But he's very handsome.
Yes.
And we don't know what we're doing. We've been together over 10 years, and we just got this new tip from our therapist. For every one negative thing to your partner, you got to say 5 positive things. So if he says, Maria, would you stop loading the refrigerator like it's a prank show? Then he's got to make up for it, by saying, but your teeth are very nice. You got a good head. I like to kiss your face, etc. It doesn't have to be genius. It doesn't have to be genius.
5
I think I'd run out. I mean, even if you're good and
I know.
You run out of things quickly.
Well, or you do 2 major ones. Like, if I criticize something he does, which is, would you please try to do the layup with your dirty Band-Aids when you put them into the garbage can? No, sometimes he misses the offense. But also, I love your way you make a rabbit face every time I request it. And I like your dang in my wet plop.
Your dang in my wet plop.
And you know what? That counts for 5.
Yeah.
Dang in the wet plop. I think we all know what I'm talking about.
That to me takes care of 3 of the 5.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
That's the
hilarious.
best radio description you could possibly use.
I love that. You're fantastic. You are the favorite of many comedians. And if you're good, don't miss your opportunity to see Maria.
Oh, please YouTube me before you go. I am the used bookstore of comedy. I will not have what you want, but you're free to look around. I'm a pinko commie liberal, deaf hippie. I've definitely run progressive, so if you're not into that, don't waste your time. There's no need to suffer on behalf of entertainment. I love you so much.
I would say that you push comedic boundaries. You are, and I think a lot of comedians, that's why you are so appreciated and so revered, and rightfully so. I don't know if you're comfortable with the word legend, but I would consider you such, as would many other comedians.
Yeah, I would.
And I mean, you've been at a style of comedy that is very difficult, but it's innately you.
Well, yeah, it's hard to copy something that doesn't work so well.
Yeah.
And, how are you going to redo that? It isn't for everyone.
It's for a lot of people.
Well,
yeah.
I don't do benefits anymore because usually the person who hires you to do a benefit, I'm also a horrible person. That's why I don't do benefits. But no, my husband and I, we give 11% of our income to charity. That's 1% better than the Jews, Christians, or Muslims. Ooh, is that virtue signaling? Like a lighthouse. And but I was supposed to do a benefit for schizophrenia research and the guy who hired me was a big fan. He had schizophrenia. We should have just had lunch. The people he's trying to get a lot of money from are a bunch of wealthy winos in Napa Valley. So the first comic goes up, they bring me up with the unfortunate introduction, is everybody ready to have a good time? I am not a good time. I'm an assignment from a therapist. I'm someone other comedians go to see and go, I can fill a room in Portland, Oregon on a Tuesday. I go up, I do about 15 minutes. Women my own age, drunk off their asses, begin heckling me. I have to explain to them, hey bitches, I got 30 more minutes. And now we're all suffering on behalf of schizophrenia research. Very funny in retrospect.
So you don't do that at all anymore.
No. I can see where that might be a minefield.
No, it's okay. I just give money now. Just give all the money to.
And more than the top religions too.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to make it into heaven.
Maria, I was scrolling through Instagram last night, and I saw that. And I was honored. You liked one of my posts.
I'm following you guys now.
Well, that's really sweet. And so Eddie Vedder gave us a shout out, me and a couple other people at the radio station a month or so ago. And I saw Maria Bamford likes your post. And I was just like, you got to be freaking kidding me. So thank you. Are you an Instagram person a lot of the time?
I mean, I definitely go on and make shaky videos of my face. I'm not the best.
That's
not
cool.
the best
That's
at
good
it.
content.
I get way too close to my face, and people are like, "Why don't you use a filter?"
That's an insulting thing to say.
Why don't you? No, it's that's my job. My job now is just to be old and to go up to younger people and say, "Life turns on a dime." That's
It is sage advice. It's sage advice.
Oh my goodness.
my current philosophy was given to me by a guy on the train in Philadelphia. Husband and I were on the quiet car. This older guy gets on with his iPad playing The Price is Right at the highest setting. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. My husband taps me on the shoulder, says, "Hey, buddy, can you turn it down? This is the quiet car." This guy turns around and says to us what I now say to myself every day, which is, "I am just trying to enjoy myself." I am just freaking trying to enjoy myself.
This is your mantra.
I love that person turns to The Price is Right.
Yes.
That's going to be it. That's awesome. I wanted to ask you this because you talk about the schizophrenia stuff. You're very candid, and I think we discuss mental health on the show a lot.
Yes.
Were you bereft of all of what you deal with and your issues, which is always hilarious? Do you think would you be as comedic as you are? Because are you?
Well, it's been a cash cow, and no, I don't know. I mean,
Is it something you ponder?
I think you talk to anybody, on a Southwest Airlines flight for more than 5 minutes, and you will get a deep dive into humanity and its flaws. Or people being weirdos. People are weird. So I don't think it's special to comedians. I just think comedians talk about it because it's financial.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's just interesting because you look at the ADD, or I apparently rate very high on that, and I wonder did I not have that? It seems to be a skill set that suits what I do.
Yeah.
While it can, sometimes I'll talk to my wife, and I've already conducted 70% of a conversation she wasn't hearing, into my head, and she's like, "What are you talking about?" So, but it's those weird dynamics that also inform what you do.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, now I'm fully medicated. I'm on 1,000 milligrams of Depakote, 100 milligrams of Seroquel, and a 40 shot of Prozac. But does that sound like a bar tap? So, yeah, I definitely don't have the symptoms of bipolar as much anymore. So, and I'm still working, so I'm not sure how much it was helping all the symptoms.
Well, you're doing great, and I wanted to ask you too. I was watching an interview with you on Colbert, and you were talking about, and I've already ordered it. I was unaware of it. Your book on cults.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Please explain.
It's Sure, I'll Join Your Cult, and it's a memoir of mental health, just trying to belong anywhere. So it's when I say cult,
take, yes, yeah.
Yeah, when I say cult, it's along the lines of 12-step programs, which I adore, but they are problematic, and they are also free. I brought my husband to one of the meetings, and he said, "These people need professional help." Yes, they do, and yet none is forthcoming. And so here we are in this Zoom breakout room.
You pointed out that Scientology is too expensive as a cult.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That's going to cost you if you want to get on something real. Jehovah's Witnesses. My husband grew up in them, and they are free as well. And I guess you can't have any holidays, but what it means is nonstop roller skating parties, from what I've heard. So
really?
Avail yourself.
Yes.
Avail yourself.
He's nodding yes.
They were allowed to roller skate.
So how is your roller skating game? Can I assume he's quite good?
Yeah, well, he's very good. We haven't ended going back. You left at the church, I think, at 16. Yeah. So, anyways, he's a very quiet man. But in terms of cults, I think it's just sort of the idea of like where you
like show business is sort of a cult where people go, oh, you've got to do what they tell you because what if you're saved? You know, like what if there's a light at the end of the tunnel or something? And of course, that is, I think we all know that's not true.
Well, the reviews were great, and they were making point of that we exist in a world of cults that whether we realize it or not, which your point is, that yes, there are subcults and subcults.
Yeah, there's something you believe in, even if you're not acknowledging it. Yeah, for sure. So,
what do you perceive as because in a world of actual cults, which one appeals to Maria Bamford the most?
I think they're all available on Netflix. Sort of the kind. I always wanted to get in something where I had a uniform. Like I liked the idea that I really loved the idea of being a nun as a child.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to be a prostitute because I didn't understand what it was. Like I thought from TV that it was just they just get to get dressed up and go to dinner and be listened to by these wonderful men.
That's what you were catching. Yeah.
We're living in the golden age of cult documentaries.
Right.
You know, there is no shortage of ones to check out, from animals to Scientology to, just weird Southern cults. It's bizarre that there are so many.
Yeah. And I think even comedy, it's sometimes I'm in a comedy club and, everyone's faced in one direction, cheering madly. And you go, is this going in the wrong way?
You start to feel like the Nuremberg rally.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
In the same way that, in the same weird way that people have their favorite serial killers, do you have a favorite cult?
Oh, gosh. Let me see. Gosh, that's a hard one because usually they end poorly.
Yeah, I mean, Jonestown was interesting. And
Jonestown is very much a downer. It's fascinating.
The People's Temple, what that was.
I think my favorite, and I think, in my opinion, they are cults because they do have sort of the language of like, if you leave, you're going to be in trouble. Like NAAA, and there's Overeaters Anonymous. There's all the types. You can go online and avail yourself of some 12-step programs because anything you have a problem with, there's Clutterers Anonymous, and there are rules. There's you're not supposed to say publicly which groups you attend, which is impossible for me because I tell everybody everything.
But no uniforms.
No uniforms, but they have different things. I mean, like, let me see. Yeah, you're anonymity. You're not supposed to say what you attend. And I was bulimic. What? A white woman was bulimic? How did it? Oh, I'm sorry. I lost interest in my own narrative.
Wow.
But yeah, I've been going to that for over 30 years. I've gone to Debtors Anonymous, a money-related thing. It's weird. It's made up. It's
Debtors Anonymous.
Anytime it was made by people who are in a tremendous amount of debt.
Yeah.
But you can go if you have any kind of issues with money, and it's basically just people talking to each other. It's peer counseling, which is notoriously a terrible idea, but it is free. It's free.
Again.
Well, I might cost you $1 for coffee.
No, it doesn't. Well, you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay anything.
Oh, okay.
And but Debtors Anonymous has a lot of snacks. Now you go to an AA meeting. There's tons of food. There's lots of good food. OA, nothing. But DA, they'll have dollar store snacks. So it's all the food you never get to try. Stuff like CBD meat and slate gray peeps. They taste the same as regular peeps.
Slate gray
peeps? Yeah, just close your eyes and think of yellow.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
It gets the job done.
I never realized knockoff peeps are gray.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they made them for a limited time.
You could do a cult food review, guy. Actually.
Did they one time make gray M&Ms?
Yes,
Oh,
they
I
did.
bet.
They did.
Yeah,
And I forgot what the promotional idea was behind it, but you're right. They
Well,
did.
you can actually kind of get any color M&M these days, like because like for parties and stuff like that.
You can order them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Maria, I wanted to ask you something because one of the things I love about your style is, and I think you invented what I call the whisper scream, which is when you're trying to indicate excitement or rage, and instead of actually raising your voice, you like this, and I love it. It cracks me up. But do you ever actually raise your voice in real life? Do you have moments when let's look to your husband?
I'm fun, is what I'm like. No, I mean, no, he knows. I'm more passive aggressive, so I'll get teary eyed and threaten suicide, which I think is just kittenish. And it's not great. I know, not great. But I don't think I've yelled that much. Maybe I.
We're getting mixed reaction from his facial expressions.
He's not.
He seems happy, so whatever's happening, it can't be.
Happy. Well, I mean, you know what we're doing after this.
Going to the wet plop.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you crack me up. Oh my God. Wow.
Who in your realm, because so many people, I think of you as an inspiration as far as who is your comedic North Star?
Well, I do. I mean, I do love like John Oliver. I do love Stephen Colbert. But I do love my dear friend Jackie Cation, who is out. She's originally from Milwaukee, but she is out in LA. Jackie Cation. She has, I think, 6 albums online. She's just fantastic, wonderful comedian. She usually opens for me, but she couldn't this week. And but we have Amber Bourne, who's hilarious. Those are my thoughts.
Because on a stand-up level, because improvisationally and skit-wise, I mean, I tell Preston, I told you the last time you were here, one of the funniest freaking things I ever saw was you with on the Steve Brule show.
Oh, yeah.
John C. Reilly?
John C. Reilly.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Yes. Well, I'm good at seeming unhinged.
Well, listen, Helium Comedy Club, a number of shows for you to see. There's one tonight at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Saturday, 2 shows, an early show at 3:30.
Yeah, many
3:30.
Awesome.
Nice.
And feel free to come by yourself. I love a strange, uncomfortable audience that feels nervous. Sometimes people feel obligated to drag a friend along.
Yes.
No. Just you and me. Just you and me.
So go to the 3:30 show. There's also a 6 o'clock show on Saturday, and then the rare Sunday show.
And
At
we're
6
also
p.m.
doing a book signing of our graphic novel at Partners and Sons, which is a comic book comic book store here in Philadelphia.
And when is that?
That's at 1 p.m. on Sunday.
On Sunday. Okay.
So, and you can meet Scott.
Yes,
the
please.
mysterious Scott.
Very personable.
Heliumcomedy.com to get all the info, and have a great time while you're in town,
Thank
Maria.
you so much
It was wonderful
for
to see you.
Thank you for having me.
You're awesome. I love you. Maria Bamford, guys. All right, we're going to take ourselves a break. We'll come back in just a moment. We got some B-File stories on the way. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
Back then, they didn't save that kind of footage.
Yeah, now they do all the time.
And they do it all the time because of everything they do. But honestly, there was one scene that was absolutely hysterical. So we're the bachelor, the party's not going very well. The hookers haven't showed up. We're sitting in the hotel room looking at a Shirley Temple movie. Right. And it's just not going well.
The hookers go to the wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I say, Rick, let's go downstairs and get something to eat. I'm hungry. So we get into the. I'm not gonna do this. Say this on radio. This was cut. I said, sit in this booth. This is the best booth in the place. So he sits in there, and all of a sudden you hear a zipper sound. His eyes light up. Right. There's a girl underneath who is
taking care of him,
going to give him a happy ending of some sort. So I, saying my gift to you.
Yeah.
And we see the minister who's going to marry him walk into the restaurant and go, "Oh, Father, over here, come on, over here." So he comes to the edge and he starts having a conversation with us, and Tom's going, "Oh, Jesus. Oh, Mother of God. Oh, Mother Mary and Joseph." Oh, he's writhing and everything. And I say, he always says grace before he eats. So.
That's great.
He can't take it anymore. He gets up and runs out. And I said, Father, sit here. It's the best seat in the house. Close up on his face, you hear the zipper sound, and his eyes go like.
That's great.
Didn't make it in the movie. We had offended everybody else. They didn't want to offend the Catholics.
It's so
Now,
freaking funny.
You and Tom were friends. Could you tell then what a talent he was and what he was going to go on to
And
be?
honestly, one of the nicest guys in the business.
That's-
Everything that's ever happened to him, he deserves every bit of it. He's a great guy.
That's great.
Very talented.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you.
You know, a lot of people don't know this, but Tom was not originally cast in that role, and neither was Tawny Katane.
Tawny Katane was the it girl of the time, and she was the White Snake videos. It predates, I think, the White Snake video.
Who was?
Well, we shot 1 month with the other cast.
Who was it?
Oh, no way.
It was Paul Reiser.
Really?
And Kelly McGinnis.
Oh, my goodness.
Did they get fired?
Well, the producers just felt there wasn't a chemistry going on and everything. And Tom, they had just seen a screening of Splash.
Okay.
Oh.
And they said, we really need to get that guy
that's like
for this.
I couldn't even imagine. And Paul Reiser's talented, man, but he's great. He just doesn't have the kinetic.
He was very funny.
Was he?
He was very funny.
Yeah.
There just wasn't a chemistry that was going on.
That's happened before. Back to the Future. Eric Stoltz was. They filmed for quite a while with him in the lead role, and
the scene where he falls and hits his head. That's Eric Stoltz's head. When he falls out of the tree, bonks his head on the.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's Eric Stoltz.
Wow. Okay.
Did not know that.
It's if you've never seen Bachelor Party, and it's worth going back for a visit. A number of people also texting in asking if we're going to bowl tonight, Adrian.
You know, it's funny. I've had the great
Grease too.
fortune and lucky to have 2 cult classic movies that are really. They're targeting completely different people.
Yeah.
And it's just really kind of cool after all these years. You know, in theater, which is really my first love, and that's why I still do theater. If I'm going to be doing television and film, I'd rather be behind the camera these days. But if I'm going to act, I'd rather be on a stage because that is the actor's medium. It's electric. It's like a drug. Yeah. And Grease too. It was an opportunity to put it was my Danny Zuko that I put on film.
Right, because you weren't. They had to created another character, which is basically Danny Zuko.
Yeah,
and it was a weird thing because you had Grease comes out. You have Travolta's on a meteoric rise. You have Olivia Newton-John. You have all these big stars in it, and then they go with Grease 2 and they cast. Not unknowns, but
they actually did something really kind of. They took a big chance.
Yes.
In what they did. They did not. It was very unique what they did. They also created they created a musical that was never a proven hit on Broadway.
Right.
So none of these songs had ever been heard. It didn't have a track record or anything. And a lot of people, you know, Grease 1 obviously was a massive, huge success. But Grease 2 didn't actually do badly. It in its theatrical release, it made about $80 to $100 million.
I watched
at that time, and people think that it wasn't as big a hit, but today it outrents and outsells Grease 1.
Really?
It's more kid friendly, and it's actually more of the essence of what Grease, the original Broadway show, was about. It was about all the T-Birds. It was about all the Pink Ladies, whereas the movie of Grease became a vehicle for John and Olivia. In the play, Kaneki sings "Grease Lightning," not Danny.
That's true.
It's his car.
Yeah.
Everybody has had a song in the Broadway show to tell you their story, and that's what. So it's more of an ensemble piece. And Grease 2 was directed by Pat Birch, who was the choreographer of the Broadway show. So she wanted me to do that role badly because they wanted to put a rock star in that role because there weren't any known faces. Michelle had just done, I think, Hollywood Nights.
This is Michelle Pfeiffer
with Tony Danza.
Right.
At that point, it wasn't a big hit or anything like that.
Remember it,
and Maxwell Caulfield was not. He was an English actor, but hadn't done much. And they really wanted a rock star in that role, but Pat wanted me to do it. So she strategically brought me in. After they would see like Casey and the Sunshine Boys or one of the Gibb brothers or whatever, and then I went in and said, "All right, it's still his. All right, it's still." Until after 12 callbacks, they finally said, "Wow, right, it's his role."
Well, honestly, I watch it every time it's on. It has a good energy to it. You're again sort of a self-deprecating, funny guy. The whole bowling sequence is pretty. You know, it's you can't help but get swept up in it, and it has its own energy. And to this point, you had a lot of talented people involved with it.
Yeah. A lot of people came out of that thing. Even the Seagal twins went on. The girls who were the cheerleaders went on to have their own series.
You have a lot of fans in Philadelphia, and to prove that, I'm gonna show something to you. I don't know if anybody has made you aware of this or not, but I think Steve made an offhand comment one day about somebody getting an Adrian Zemed tattoo. So we do this feature every Tuesday called Tattoozy. People come in and actually get a tattoo from our show. It's called the Preston and Steve. They'll get a tattoo with us in it, and we've been doing it for years and years and years. We had a guy who called in and volunteered to get an Adrian Zemed tattoo.
God, I'm looking at it right now.
This is a guy. That's your face on his right pec. It's huge. This was within the last year.
Within the last year, yeah.
Yeah, that we
and
had
the guy
this done.
eagerly came in.
Please tell me that's not permanent.
That's permanent. That's a real tattoo on this man's
So when
chest.
he's 90 years old and I look 90 on his chest.
Yes.
What was I thinking?
So we took a picture of you from Grease 2, and that is now permanently on this guy's chest, Adrian.
This reminds me of something that Sally Struthers said about tattoos back when we were doing Grease. She said, "Oh yeah, back in the '60s, I was a flower child. I got a tattoo of a butterfly on my butt. Now it's going into its cocoon."
We're so delighted that you had a chance to come by here. We are big fans.
Nice to come in.
We knew you'd be great.
Yeah,
be with you
you'd
guys.
be cool. That's great, man. Excellent.
It's my pleasure.
And you know what? We should do a promotion where we go bowling with Adrian sometime.
Yeah.
How cool would that be? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, some love for Adrian Zemed. Thank you so much. The first time Zoe Kravitz and Channing Tatum met, she called him out for wearing Crocs. The two actors met while teaming up for Kravitz's directorial debut. Have you heard of this movie? It's called Pussy Island.
No.
Yeah.
I like it.
The Magic Mike star told Deadline, "I totally loved Crocs for a hot second, and in one hang, she was like, 'You can't ever do that again.' And I said, 'Okay, fine.'"
Okay, so the bigger question is, what's the plot of Pussy Island?
I think it's not what you think it is. I think the name
About vaginas?
It's not that.
Oh, okay.
It's something else. At least that's what I read a blurb. I didn't go into detail about it, but I heard it's not
It's
supposed to be vulgar.
Like Lord of the Buttholes.
There you go. It's pretty much the same story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of the conch, they blow something else.
Exactly.
Right. Kravitz insists that she was just trying to be a good friend, adding, "There are people out there who can pull off the Crocs thing. I just wasn't sure you were one of them."
Didn't we just hear, though, that the Crocs have come back into quasi-fashion?
Yeah, but I mean, if anybody could pull them off, it's Channing Tatum. That guy can wear whatever he wants, and it'll be fashionable.
Marissa is scanning to find out the plot of Pussy Island, and I can't read that. It's too tiny. Hang on a second here. Frida is young, clever Los Angeles cocktail waitress who has her eyes set on the prize, philanthropist and tech mogul Slater King. When she skillfully maneuvers her way into King's inner circle and ultimately an intimate gathering on his private island. She's ready for a journey of a lifetime.
Huh.
Maybe it does mean pussy.
Is this kind of like a Jeffrey Epstein thing?
I don't know.
Impossible.
I do not know. What would it be harder to lick the inside of my ear or the inside of my belly?
No, belly button.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about butthole?
Just set. No.
Okay.
Oh my God, no.
Well, honestly, it's just a common thing. You ask anybody at work, would you mind licking my butthole? I'm sure that's being asked in every business. But I mean, that's just simply for a scientific test.
No, but somebody recently told me that guys love that.
No,
that is incorrect.
Listen, there may be some that dig that.
No, I do not.
Yeah, I know. We
She goes,
know one.
they'll go wild.
What?
No.
Who said that?
I swear to God.
Who?
All right, write it down.
Diane, your wife.
How dare. Because I thought it was Jerry. I thought it was your mom.
Yeah, your mom who won't let you eat gum out of a vending machine is encouraging you to toss people salad.
when does it become that act?
We should call it a hobby. You should call it a blow hobby.
Well, no, but
Yeah.
right.
And then maybe
All right.
chicks will dig it more.
Let's
So
use
you're
it.
saying
How about a hand hobby, please?
Let's use euphemisms if we're going to do that.
Feel free.
So, when is it stop being a handy and become a hand hobby?
Yeah.
When does it stop being a blowy and become a blow hobby?
I think they're both the same.
Well,
No, I know what you're saying. You're saying when it stops becoming
It's
a
like
job,
anal sex
right?
hobby.
You don't want it to be a job.
correct. But when? Well, crap.
All right, never mind.
I can't do it.
We're
I can't
never
finish
gonna.
it.
We're never gonna be
No,
able to get into the
no.
meat.
It's a nuance that we can't.
So you're.
Are you talking about finishing?
Yes.
I thought
Well,
you
you
were talking
always
about.
should finish any job you start.
Thank you.
I thought you were talking
Let's
about.
put a button in it right there.
My parents always taught me that.
Finish every
You
job.
don't quit in the middle. This I do know. Yoplait, the yogurt company, has now introduced a yogurt they call Gushers. Yeah.
Man.
Well, that's a candy, right?
It was,
Yeah.
I believe.
Well, not
right?
a candy.
It was a gum.
No, it was like a fruit.
Peter North, and I'm very excited about a new product line from Yoplait called Gushers.
Tell me
It
more,
was,
Peter.
I've been part of the R&D on this product for quite a long time.
Oh, my God.
It was like a fruit snack,
Fruit snack.
right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And for ladies, squirters.
Oh my god.
Pizza Hut seems to be trying to bring in new customers by reviving old menu items, and the latest is what they call the Edge, part of the chain's nostalgia campaign.
My name is Bono, and I'd like to introduce a new pizza sensation to you. It's called The Edge. Some people say this is a revolutionary pizza, but it's not. It's a pizza that's been here before, probably in your own big fat belly.
WMMR.
All right, let us now give you a bizarre file.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, it's brought to you by Family and Company Jewelers. Viraggio Bridal Show, October 24th to the 26th. You can save hundreds, maybe even thousands on the ring of her dreams. Family and Company Jewelers is South Jersey's diamond destination. So let's see. We'll start with this. No, not that one. Let me go. That was just kind of okay. I want a better one.
All right.
How about this?
This is at my daughter's college.
Fraternity attending a fraternity pledge attending Michigan State University. This was in 2021.
Okay.
Said that he was hospitalized multiple times after being pressured to smoke a dangerous amount of marijuana during a hazing ritual. Then, still sick and weak after the hospital stays, he said that he was forced to do physical exercises and suffered a potentially life-threatening condition in which muscle tissue broke down and released toxins into his bloodstream. Wow.
Did he get into the frat?
His name is Mr. Connor. Connor Mui was hospitalized for 7 days, not knowing whether he would fully recover or be consigned to a life of regular kidney dialysis to prevent his organs from failing. Wow.
That is absolutely insane.
This is that over-exercise thing.
Yes,
Remember, we've
that's
heard
what
of this.
did it, yes.
We filed for lawsuit against Lambda Phi Epsilon, which is a California nonprofit corporation, the MSU chapter of the fraternity, and 3 chapter leaders. Less than a month after he suffered his injuries, another MSU student named Fat Win, pledging a different fraternity, died of alcohol intoxication. 2 defendants in Wynn's death are charged with hazing resulting in death. The fraternity chapter closed after the death, but they're facing this lawsuit because of that thing. Wow.
What if it happened at Lambda?
No, they definitely don't have those issues. All right, here's a weird little story in New York. A judge in Bath, New York, was arrested following a firm handshake with the police chief at a village board meeting on Monday. Judge Robert Plaskov was charged with harassment in the 2nd degree after he allegedly initiated a handshake with Police Chief Colin Taft and refused to let go. Ow! When Taft tried to pull away, the judge allegedly pulled back hard and abruptly, causing the chief to fall forward and hit his shin on a chair. Police said the incident was on video and was witnessed by many people. The judge was processed and released to appear in court on November 5th, by the way. So he's actually facing charges.
Handshake.
Yep, because of that. An Iowa man was arrested after allegedly attacking a woman and attempting to strangle her with an American flag. Adam Sotson is accused of driving to a woman's home and yelling at her over a prior dispute while destroying her property, then allegedly removed a flag from a nearby home and turned it into a rope, which he then used to strangle her. While choking the victim with the flag, Sotson allegedly repeatedly said, "You need to die." The victim's boyfriend stepped in to free her before Sotson attacked him and gave him a bloody lip. The victim called police and alerted them to the incident. She warned them Sotson may be driving under the influence. Police arrested him and charged him with multiple crimes. I've never heard of that before.
You think the amount of time it would take to go over and find a flag and then turn it into a device by which to strangle someone, cooler heads would prevail. But no, he kept right at it.
Yep, that's messed up. Wild surveillance videos capture the moment an American Airlines plane sucked a cargo container into its engine.
Wow.
Tearing it completely to shreds. The caught-on-camera saga
that wasn't supposed to happen.
Unfolded just moments after the flight from London had touched down at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport on Thursday. The plane had stopped on the tarmac as a cargo driver hauling the train of 4 containers whizzed in front. As the cargo passed by the plane's engine, 3 of the containers immediately flew off and quickly tumbled towards the aircraft. One of the containers was sucked into the engine, sending bits of debris flying into the air.
It shows you how powerful they are.
The other 2 were flung off further down the tarmac. Hey, they got down that tarmac. You see that thing flying down there?
Huge insect outside the aircraft.
Photos of the aftermath showed bits of steel scrap still stuck in the engine as crews inspected the damage. And no one was injured, but the FAA is investigating to find out exactly why that took place. So, yeah, that's cray-cray, man. All right, and that is where we're going to wrap it up. That's a quick Bizarre File. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Got to get out of here. You're a man on a mission.
We're going to take a break. When we get back, we'll do the lesson question, the trash, the music news. Stay with us, please. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve.
Preston. Say here, avoid the noid.
That's Domino's. This is Pizza Hut. All right, so it's called The Edge, and
it's called The Edge.
Pizza Hut considers The Edge. It was first introduced in 1997, and they call The Edge a tavern-style pizza.
Oh yeah.
It's cut into 16 squares and comes in a cracker-thin crust.
I remember Geometrically perfect and a taste sensation that'll rock your world.
And it will be available at participating Pizza Hut locations.
Order now and receive a mid-sized Coke.
It'll be available at participating locations nationwide for about $13.
So I did Pizza Hut just not that actually that long ago. It was probably during Lent, and I did it because we had been talking about it. I'm like, I haven't.
You're a man of faith.
Well, I hadn't had a Pizza Hut pizza in a long time, so I ended up getting a regular pizza, and then I got the stuffed crust pizza. And I know that you guys are all out on stuffed crust. I thought the stuffed crust was.
You're a filthy animal.
I know, but I thought it was markedly better.
I'm not out on stuffed crust, but I just don't order it. You know what I mean?
Too much.
I know, and I
Why don't they just take a fire hose and spray cheese on you as you come in?
Right.
So this pizza, looking at it, I'm glad thin crust has kind of made its way around the country because I grew up in St. Louis. This pizza called the Emos. You guys know I've talked about it for years. That's what it is. It's just thin crust pizza.
Version of The Edge.
It's cut in squares. That's the way they've always cut it, and it's been since I was a baby. Essentially that I've had that. So
suckling at your mother's teeth.
I prefer this type of pizza. I'm glad that it's made its way around.
And so I don't actually ever remember this as a menu item. So
I don't remember this from Pizza Hut either. Steve.
I remember Domino's.
You do?
I do remember this, yeah, and I remember it because of like the way that they were able to cram as much pizza on as thin a crust as possible and get it all the way to the edge. Hence the name.
Well, this was kind of. Like you said, 97, right?
Yeah.
So that was past at least my Pizza Hut days. I think the last time I had Pizza Hut, I was in middle school.
You were not in college or ordering pizza.
Was the time at downtown Julie Brown.
Wubba wubba wubba.
No, Nick.
Wubba wubba was the battle cry as they took to the pizzas. And the ovens flamed with the fires of edginess.
Wubba wubba.
So Nick, we had the famous pizza restaurant that we would go to in Westchester.
What famous pizza restaurant was it?
More's, I think it was called.
That's Amores. It's love.
We had Oips.
College towns always have the the local pizza joints.
Yeah,
It's fantastic. The one at University of Missouri was Shakespeare's, and it was outstanding.
Original Italian pizza, OIPS. Everybody ordered.
OIPS?
Yeah, original Italian pizza is what that stood for, and that was the college town pizza. Yeah, so but you wouldn't order from OIP. You'd OIPS. That's
like
OIPS.
that. Yeah.
All right, let me move on to something else. You had mentioned your mustard, Nick.
Yes.
You may want to try that on watermelon. It's the latest thing that people have been sampling. Lizzo kind of made a big deal about it on TikTok. So she had she made a video of her doing some funny TikTok things where there's some edits and all of a sudden the watermelon appears and so on.
So this to me, Preston, seems like the old thing of putting salt on watermelon.
Yeah, I grew up putting salt on watermelon. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But they had said it was to bring out the sweetness by adding the salt, and
I heard that on cantaloupe.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, yeah. Same thing.
Yep. Yeah, and I like them.
Any melon will do.
So here's the thing.
Doesn't matter if it's a cantaloupe or a honeydew or a cassava. Any melon covered in salt will bring out the sweetness of the savory. Living together on one melon the way we should all live together.
Now people are trying mustard.
Now they're trying mustard just like Lizzo.
Yeah, so, but the jury's out on whether she thought it was good or not. So she had called it, is it bussin' or disgusting?
Is it bussin' or disgusting?
But she never really...
Is it bussin' or disgusting?
In this video said whether it was bussin' or disgusting, so...
No, she doesn't. And I think, so the common thing of like sea salt and caramel.
Yes.
So to me, that does work. And some things that I thought would never work do work. I don't know about the watermelon and the mustard. It just seems to be too combating.
Yep.
I'm tying it into the previous converson. We used to do mustard on pizza.
Okay. I can see that.
Did
I don't know. I'm not sure. Somebody.
Ranch dressing, Kathy.
Ew, no. That's just
You
for
said,
the,
"Ooh, no,"
that's
but
for
you-
the crust, right? Or the whole pizza.
You can do the whole pizza.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
should-
I know.
we
I
should've
said
gotten
ew, no,
watermelon.
yet I put mustard on pizza. Oh, sorry.
We should have taste tested this.
Casey, when's the last time you've had ranch
Ranch?
dressing on pizza?
It's been a while.
been a while?
At least like 2 or 3 days.
Okay. All right.
Do we have something that could approximate a melon and put some mustard on it?
Wait, I might. Let me see if I have.
Do you keep a melon in your desk
No,
drawer?
I might have
Kathy
watermelon.
brings a ton of fruit every day, remember?
Can we try that?
Fruit salad.
Yes.
Go see if you have watermelon.
Yummy.
We'll try it.
Let's get it.
I'm sure
Kathy rises to the challenge.
there's got to be mustard in the fridge.
Yes.
Connor, can you go look in the fridge and see if there's any mustard?
Let's try it.
Or Marissa's already on her way. But yeah, I got to believe no matter what, it's not good. And this is just a thing that people have done to make you eat mustard on
Preston,
watermelon. Here, try this.
People are eating Tide Pods, so you have to take everything with a grain of salt.
Here's a text. Somebody says, my husband always puts pepper on his cantaloupe.
What?
Interesting.
What, in prison?
No.
Oh.
But I've had fruit in salads before, and you put pepper. Like, there's strawberry salads and things like that.
Do you know what I
Put pepper on
do?
that.
So, and it's a weird. So, honey grow, I do the like a sesame noodle. Whatever they call it. It's a salad, I guess it is.
Okay.
But pineapple in that.
Mm-hmm.
So something pineapple and sesame. And a sesame sauce work together really well.
I could see that work. Sometimes when you have like a teriyaki dish.
Yes,
there'll be
exactly.
pineapple in that.
That's the same thing.
Sesame oil in usually in that. So that'll play along.
It's great.
Let's see if Kathy is.
Chef, melons. Where's Kathy's melons?
Hang on. Here we go.
They're usually on display.
That in a non-sexual way. In the way she has a 44-pound.
We got it.
We do.
So you got watermelon. So we can try this. Should I just hold off until we get
Hold
this?
off.
All right. Because
Hold.
now we're in
That's from
Braveheart.
Yeah, there we go. I got you.
Freedom! Do you want to live in chains, or do you want to live with salt on your watermelon? Ah!
Mustard!
My God.
It's a Friday.
It is a Friday. Isn't it?
I know. Wow.
Well, now I want to go watch Braveheart.
I think they actually
They're making love.
They're pounding the actual mustard seeds right
Pounding
now.
the mustard seeds. Pounding them out. 1 mustard seed. 2 mustard seeds.
Slapping them down.
Slapping them down. Slap at the base.
Now we've gone to I Love You Man.
Yes.
Wow, they eat plates in there.
I don't want it. I don't want to have
I will
a dip
try
in.
it.
You don't want? Oh, yes.
I'm chewing tobacco, so I'm just trying to be healthy, guys.
Thank you, Marissa. That's
I don't want to sully the taste of the tobacco.
All right, so we have each have a small piece of watermelon, and we have a little dollop of a mustard.
Do a dollop.
Is this regular yellow mustard, Marissa? All right,
Wait. Don't do
What?
it. Oh, I want to do a countdown. I want to get everybody ready.
Okay.
Oh, we're all going to do it at the same time?
Yeah,
Just like they do in a temple.
I'm going first. I'm sorry. You guys, hang on. That way, I can talk while you guys are chewing.
All right. And 3.
1, 2, 3.
9:50, the Preston and Steve Show. Releasing our segments here a little bit on the early side. I have to catch a flight, so need to move things along a little quicker today, which means we're going to have today's lesson question right about now. And we will give away a 4-pack of tickets, GA tickets for Lincoln Mill Haunted House on Main Street in Manayunk. And here's a question I'm going to pose to you. Just a little while ago, we had Maria Bamford in here. Where does she like her husband's dang? 215-263-WMMR. If you were listening when we had Maria Bamford on just a little while ago, she said she needs her husband's dang in her what? 215-263-WMMR. If you heard and you know, call, because we are going to do trash while you're doing it.
The trash business is a gold mine.
93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, we'll get some stories while we wait for that phone call. Steve, what's going on?
Well, L.A. County District Attorney George Gascon yesterday announcing he's going to go to court and ask a judge to free Eric and Lyle Menendez. Gascon says it's about time he ended up as a character in a Netflix series. Baseball legend Pete Rose will be laid to rest in November with a special 14-hour visitation for fans at the Cincinnati Reds Great American Ballpark. And in a bizarre last-minute decision, attendees will have the opportunity to get their picture taken with Elmo.
Oh, my
I have no idea. And finally, 72-year-old Liam Neeson says the time has finally come for a new direction in his film career. Neeson says he will stop filming action movies in 2025, which will then be followed by 10 years of continuing to film them. Yeah.
All right, we will see if you know the answer to this. According to Maria Bamford, where does she like her husband's dang? 215-263-WMMR. We will go to Peter and see if we can get an answer. Yo, Peter, morning, bud.
Morning, Queef.
You're a whore, Peter. You're a whore, Peter. All right, Peter, where does Maria Bamford like her husband's dang?
Sounds like the wet plot.
Yes, exactly. Hang on, Peter. We got you a 4-pack of GA tickets for Lincoln Mill Haunted House, Main Street in Manayunk. And it features live scare actors, production quality sets, animatronics, special effects, plus you can learn more about serial killer Victor Kane's secret in Manayunk. Tickets and information available at LincolnMillHaunt.com.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, a couple of stories run by. We'll start with this. Five Finger Death Punch is doing some good with the some of the proceeds from their massively successful headlining arena tour this year. The band is donating $200,000 to two charities picked by Ivan Moody and Zoltan Balthory. Moody chose Covenant House, which is dedicated to helping homeless, trafficked, and exploited youth and young families. And Balthory picked the Call of Duty Endowment, which helps veterans find high-quality careers. Zoltan was featured as a character in 2 Call of Duty games, by the way, so that was an obvious choice. The money's going to be split between the two charities. All right, so this is interesting. The band, As I Lay Dying, is quickly becoming an appropriately named band. Bassist and vocalist Ryan Neff announced a week ago that he is leaving the band, but now he has company. 3 more members of the band have left the group.
Well, who's left?
I don't really know. They said their departures are for undisclosed personal reasons.
There's a roadie and a ferret.
Ken Susi posted on Instagram, said, "Unfortunately, my personal morals have recently been tested to the breaking point." In his announcement, so that he was leaving the band. And drummer Nick Pierce also posted his farewell on Instagram, saying, "I feel I need to distance myself from the band in an effort to retain my personal health and integrity."
Doesn't sound good.
No.
They just signed that big production deal with Flex Seal.
So they have a troubled history. It was refounded by singer Tim Lambesis in 2018 after he served a 2-year prison sentence for soliciting the murder of his then-wife, Megan. Phil Segrazzo, Nick Hippa, Josh Gilbert, and Jordan Mancino, all founding members of the band, quit in 2020. So, I don't know.
Maybe just move on.
Maybe just hang up the name.
Yeah.
Meet new people, something like that.
There's 2 guys left.
All right.
Tim and Phil.
Tim and Phil.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on.
So they should just call the band Tim and Phil.
Tim and I talk every night at this point.
All right. So Ghost has announced that its debut film, Right Here, Right Now, will be released on 4K, UHD, Blu-ray, DVD, and VHS on December 6th. Yes, VHS. It'll be available there. It'll premiere on iTunes and Amazon a bit before that. Make its debut on Monday. The movie reached number 3 in the box office in June and is now the highest-grossing hard rock cinema event ever in North America.
Turns out it's not the Ghost, it's the Caretaker.
The soundtrack debuted at number 1 on the Vinyl Rock Hard Music Album and Indie Store Album Sales chart when it was released at the end of July. And then, let's see, a reminder this weekend on MMR. We're doing the Halloween costume party weekend, and it's going to be lots of cover songs from your favorite bands. So it's the costume party weekend. It's bands pretending to be other bands.
I love it.
It should be fun. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there. And don't forget that Pierre has started Pierre's polling place, the voting, which you can go to WMMR.com/Pierre and try to narrow down what the best summer concert of the season was. And Pierre's going to be doing blocks next week of these concerts. So I'm trying to say summer concerts.
I know,
at the same time. And you can believe. I'm done.
Yeah, just go vote. Go vote for your favorite comment.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Whatever comment you enjoy the most, make sure you do. All right. My mind is elsewhere. We have to take a break, and I'm actually leaving now. So you guys will wrap up. You'll wrap up the program with Pierre. So we will take a break. We'll come back in a second. Letter of the day, word of the week prize. I'll tell you to rage on now. Yeah. Have yourself a great weekend. But these guys will take care of you with the letter of the day and the word of the week prize. All right. See ya. Bye bye.
Preston and Steve.
Disgusting.
Yeah, you're not a fan? All right.
That's horrible. There's nothing appealing about that at all. Not in the slightest.
Well, maybe it was the mustard. Get different mustard.
No.
No?
No. It doesn't belong on watermelon. Kathy?
I do love mustard, though.
I don't mind
And
it.
I love watermelon.
I think it's two separate things that I like,
I
but
agree.
I don't have the reaction that you have that it was disgusting.
I think it has to be marketed as two great tastes that are horrible together.
There you go.
Wait, didn't your son make you like a peanut butter and tuna fish sandwich once because he knew that you liked both?
No, it was Gadzooks ice cream and shrimp. They were two of his favorite things, and he said they must taste great together. I let him learn that one on his own. Dogs can get sunburn.
Yep, like people, dogs exposed to too much sun can develop some skin cancers and things like that, and you'll see their skin will actually get a little bit pink or red.
Yeah, so Fozzie was looking all majestic and just laying in the
You made love
driveway
to him, didn't you?
yesterday. I did not, Steve.
What'd you say?
You made love to him, too.
He's big enough. You could.
No, that's Reggie.
Reggie's the larger one.
Fozzie, I would split in half.
Case and jeez.
Oh my God.
Oh, why did I say that?
I sent you down that path, didn't I? And now you're thinking about banging your dog.
Connor's face in the other room. He's like, oh my God. Wow.
Yikes.
Okay.
God damn, that dog's looking good.
Oh my God.
You know what? Okay, I'm going to bring this up because I don't know when I'll have another opportunity to do so. But Stevie sent me
Okay,
this.
fancy boy.
You sent me this article about the best brownies in Philly. And it's essentially just a list, and it's huge.
There's about 50 of them.
It's way too big to go through.
We are in the best of times when it comes to brownies in Philadelphia.
Yeah, what I didn't know is how many places are known for their brownies. And there's a lot of them. So there's Cake Life Bake Shop, Second Daughter Baking Company, Franklin Fountain, Dolce, Crust Vegan Bakery, the Frosted Fox Cake Shop. What's that, Kath? What do you love?
Franklin Fountain.
Yeah, but you got to make sure you're either A, ready to wait in line, or B, get there at a time where there's not a line, because it's really popular. It's fantastic. It's so good. You guys ever been? It's right on.
I have not. No.
It's on Market, and it's great. It's really.
Is it a bakery?
It's like an ice cream shop, like an old-timey ice cream shop. Yeah, and so you go in and they have really good ice cream and really good dessert treats. So it's worth it. It's just not cheap, and you got to wait.
Nick, a friend of mine did her wedding pictures there.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's a cool spot.
All right. Cookie or brownie?
Cookie.
Oh.
Man.
I used to be brownie, but I feel like now I would do a cookie.
Okay.
I'd do a cookie.
If I saw them sitting out, I would go for a brownie anytime.
Yeah?
Really? Yeah.
I think I might go brownie.
Wow. Okay.
Because the chocolate chip cookie is my favorite. However, a well-made brownie. Also there's a company that actually, of the companies that do mail order brownies, Fairy Tale Brownies is a great company. If you've ever used them, they have their top level brownies. But yeah, that's neck and neck. Brownies are sensational.
Brownie or cupcake?
Brownie.
Yeah, I'd go with brownie. But you're a cupcake?
Cupcake.
Okay.
The thing with the brownies, though, I feel like, and I don't know if it's like as I age, my sense of taste gets even more sensitive. I don't know. But like, I feel like if it's not super well made, I can taste like the mix.
Really?
Instead of,
You see, after you get a hysterectomy, that goes away.
Stop. I hate you.
I remember seeing the history of brownies and why they were created. And it was, I forgot the name of the place, but it was so that people could, I think, take them to the beach or something like that.
Seriously?
And so the brownie has a thicker consistency than a piece of cake. Like the cake would be too crumbly and fall apart.
It's more cohesive.
And yeah, so there's a little more goo to it. In case if you want to have some of that.
Goo.
It's I need that sound clip from Billy Madison. Yeah, when he notices a kid peed his pants.
The thing about a brownie for me is that the cookie is a little more pedestrian, right? Like a cookie is sort of an everyday dessert, whereas the brownie is...
All right, fancy boy.
Right? Yeah, I feel like a little bit of a fancy boy.
You're too good for
Like
Billy.
A fancy Nancy, if you will. When a brownie shows up, I'm like, look at that little treat.
Look at Nick with his little waistcoat.
Thank you.
No, I understand that. I think though that they're easy to make. Brownies,
right?
Brownies are easy to make. Brownies are super easy to make. They're just as easy as cookies. I'm standing firm on this. Cookies are far superior than brownies. Far superior.
Oh,
and there's a reason why there's more of them, and it's more because they're better. They're just better. And it's not to say that brownies aren't good. They're good. They're just not as good as cookies.
I think they need more of them to make up for the fact that they're not as good as brownies. They say, hey, we have diluted the market with this product, and we're going to try to catch up to the brownie people.
I think the tough part about, and the reason there are more cookies is because, and if you're talking like when you go to the grocery store, cookies are more rigid. They're easier to package. You can put more of them together.
Yes.
Brownies can kind of... there's a shelf life on them. Some cookies can last for a while.
Brownies don't have that luxury.
No.
And even if you do the brownie bites, which I think are sensational, brownie bites do have that preservative taste to them.
Let me ask you a question. Why do brownies have to be as thick as they are? You can kind of cut them in half first, right? Before you cut them into their little squares and stuff like that. You could essentially cut the tops and the bottoms
like a piece of brownie cake. Yeah. You can do whatever you want with your damn brownie.
Yeah. I don't know. Make thinner brownies.
Yeah.
At your home when you make them.
Yeah, our brownies are usually pretty thin anyway.
Yeah, okay. You okay? You all right?
I'm fine.
Everything good?
You guys, Steve?
What?
You cut me deep here, man.
How did I cut you deep?
Because you went with brownies over cookies. And I thought I knew
He feels betrayed.
I thought I knew
I love chocolate chip cookies, but if I have if there is listen, they're right neck and neck, but I do love a damn good brownie. But chocolate chip, they're
it's like Godfather 1 or 2, Steve.
Yeah, it changes from time.
Goes from time to time.
Absolutely.
You lean one way or the other.
All right.
Goo! All right.
There it is.
Now he's got it.
I got it.
There's more goo in a brownie. All right. By the way, Steve, this list of brownie places, what's the
I was saying the Inquirer.
The Inquirer.
Yeah.
Okay. So
the
you can
Inky.
You can go on and find a list of great brownies, if you will, if you check the Inquirer's website. All right. What? Okay.
Oh,
let me go to Mario. I was going to wrap up there. Hey, Mario. Good morning.
Oh, he put on his glasses. He can't see without.
Exactly.
What's up, dude? Casey wanted me to talk to you.
Hey, I really appreciate it. Hey, cookies are way far superior than brownies. You can eat so many more of them. There's different kinds of textures. There's only so many things you can put in a brownie.
You don't need to. It's perfect.
I'll tell you what the deal is, Mario. It's when you see a plate of freshly made brownies and freshly made cookies, you know you're more likely to encounter freshly made chocolate chip cookies. At least I am. But a brownie is like, oh, we don't get brownies a lot. I'm going to go for that first.
Look what showed up.
Right.
Yeah.
I will
there we
agree
go.
with that. I will agree that it will be like a special little treat. But I will also say that if there's a freshly made plate of cookies or brownies in front of me, I'm going for them cookies first.
So I'm going for the brownies because I don't know when I'll get another shot at those brownies.
That's right.
That makes sense.
Carpe diem, man.
Carpe diem.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming to the phone call. I just want to say I'm a cookie lover.
All right, Mario.
I mean, you can enhance a
You're not
brownie
wrong.
by putting a cookie in it. You can enhance a cookie by putting a brownie in it.
No, you absolutely can.
No.
I've had brownie cookies.
Yeah.
I don't even
no,
know
you've
what
had
that
cookie
means.
brownies.
Putting a brownie in a cookie?
Yeah, you don't do that.
But what? I've never heard of putting a cookie in a brownie.
You've never heard of a blondie, bro?
No. Well, you know what? I have heard of a blondie. I just didn't know what that was.
It's cookie brownie.
Okay. It's good. It's cookie brownie. All right, so some stories to run by. We'll start with Prince Harry. He has returned to the UK ahead of the unveiling of a statue in honor of his late mother, Princess Diana.
I'm black.
At Kensington Palace on July 1st is when that's coming up.
Is anyone home?
Would have been her 60th birthday. Meghan stayed in California with Archie and Lilibet. Rumors and speculation on the current status of Harry and the rest of the feuding royals accompanied the news. And, of course, Diana would not have approved of the way Harry and Brother Prince are arguing. Many do speculate that.
It'd be terrible. And with that in mind, maybe they can patch things up.
Yeah, I would hope so. And with that, I saw a teaser story that I think William was kissing someone or something like
Yes.
that. Did you catch that story?
Who was he kissing?
Like an aide or something along those lines?
Yeah.
But I didn't really. I'm kind of bored
Kathy
with this
Bates.
crap. He was making out with Kathy Bates.
I'm a big fan of Misery. I've often fantasized.
And here's another bit of information. Prince Charles apparently will not strip Archie and Lilibet of their royal titles. Rumors assert, despite previous indications, that he would consider it.
I tend to think we get a lot of
Foo
misinformation.
Fighters on 93.3 WMMR, everything that rocks. Big Me. By the way, we played all 3 2-minute songs this morning.
No, well done, sir, because Preston is on his way to the airport. He's got to make a 12 o'clock flight.
Yeah, and Kathy, how are the roads right now? Do you want to give Preston a very, very special traffic report?
Wait, let me.
I'm sure he's using Waze anyway.
I have to pull it back up because I closed it after the last traffic report. But let me see if there's anything.
Oh, yeah. There's no more airport. No.
No.
Oh my God, the airport shut down. No, it's not. It is not. No, it's just a little delay on the Schuylkill, so he should be fine.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
All right. Well, I mean, this is. I mean, Pierre's not going to make it for this
give the letter?
crossover, and
Yeah.
I think we can just make this as surgical as possible.
Honestly, what we're going to do is we're going to allow people to experience their no sad broness, and hopefully everyone will be because the weather's going to be phenomenal.
All right.
And get on that quicker.
All right. Well, let's do this thing then.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
All right. The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter E, as in Eagles. And we will do call. Hey, Kath, pick a caller.
Oh, caller number 7.
Caller number. Hang on. Oh, man.
You had it. Sorry.
I'm ready. So caller number 7-215-263-WMMR. And Nick, what are those numbers, WMMR?
9667.
Okay.
Yeah,
we were doing that yesterday.
Sometimes you can't. 'Cause, I mean, look, if you're using a phone, you're probably not looking at the letters on the phone anymore.
Oh, and that's becoming more of a chronic issue.
Yeah.
Oh, I called Comcast a couple of weeks ago. And
Yeah.
it's just 1-800-COMCAST, but I called another number. It was like 1-800-BOMBCAST or something like that. And they answered. I'm like, is this Comcast? They're like, no, you dialed a 2 instead of a 3. I was
Right.
like, oh, ooh,
Well, at
oops.
So they must get that a
They
lot.
must get it all the time.
Hey, wait, do
Yeah.
we still need my friend Mike to call in from England? Because I messaged him yesterday, but he didn't get back to me.
And
in
he didn't
time.
get back to you?
Not in time.
Well,
We'll
yeah,
work
we
it
do,
out.
actually.
All right,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we got something planned for next week.
Yes, it's going to be good.
We're going to talk to some international I wouldn't even call them listeners, but
or
people.
go down in flames.
Yeah.
Either or. It's always the case.
Ooh, we do have a caller on the line. Ooh, what did you want to do?
Just a quick mention. I'm going to be doing Bark in the Park tomorrow at Rose Tree Park for Providence. And
Are you bringing your puppy?
No.
Okay.
No, but it's a big event and it's wonderful, and they do wonderful work out there. So come out if you're in the area.
Yeah, Rose Tree Park. I believe there's a 5K run, and then there's a 1 mile walk, and or you could just show up and hang
Just
out
show
with
up
your
and
puppies
hang out.
stuff. Yeah.
It's all dog and pet centric.
All right, so let's we can go to the phones right now, and we have Christine on line 7. Christine, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Do you know what the word of the week is?
Levy.
That's right.
Was that intentional?
That you know what? So they were going to go with the word level, and they were like, "Let's make it levy instead." Just kind of like throw some people off.
Yes, all right.
All right. So Christine, I'm going to put you on hold real quick, and you have won yourself a $500 Joseph Anthony Retreat Salon and Spa gift card. The ultimate destination for all things beauty and wellness is closer than you might think. Treat yourself to a day of relaxation at Joseph Anthony in Glen Mills, Springfield, and Center City, Philadelphia. Book today at josephanthony.com. That's josephanthony.com. I think now we can move on to sponsorships, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to do this. The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by Dunkin'. The Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also brought to you by Acme Markets, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Eagles and the Preston and Steve Show, and Trinity Rehab with locations all over. That's trinity-rehab.com. Next week on the show, we do have a lot of stuff going on.
Nice.
It is Halloween.
Yes.
So we're going to have a little bit of Halloween fun on Thursday. But also, David Cross, we're going to have him on. Nick has his hand raised.
Just keep going.
Okay.
Through that.
We're going to do a Zoom with David Cross, who's got a show coming up at the Keswick. Also, Brad Inglesby. He is the creator of Mayor of Easttown.
Right.
He's going to be in our studio. Also in our studio, cast members from Hamilton, Tyler Fauntleroy and Lauren Maria Osei.
Oh.
They are the ones who play Alexander Hamilton and Eliza.
Excellent.
They're going to be in our studio. And I believe that is on Halloween morning. And then Orange Cassidy from the AEW Wrestling will be in our studio at the end of the week. Nick McElwain.
I have 2 appearances this weekend, so I wanted to give those a quick plug. Tomorrow I'm at Dick's Sporting Goods in Collegeville. It's the grand reopening, and I'll be there from noon to 2. It's in the town center in Collegeville, and a professional athlete will also be stopping by. So,
yes.
which one?
People love professional athletes.
Yeah, Steve, I'm not quite sure which one, but it is a professional athlete, somebody who gets paid for sports.
Not that amateur athletes are. We
No.
sports them as well, but professionals tend to draw the bigger crowds.
So that's noon to 2 at Dick's Sporting Goods in Collegeville tomorrow. And then on Sunday, I'm actually going to be in Media, PA, everybody's hometown, and that's at the Townhouse with Heineken. That's from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So if you're in Media on Sunday, come say hi. And then tomorrow, like I said, Dick's in Collegeville, and that's noon to 2.
Does anybody else have anything else going on this weekend?
I think, anybody else? No, I think we're good.
Fall activities.
Fall activities, yes, take advantage of those. Casey, I think you should have the option and the honor of doing your own closeout phrase. Preston got to do his, so I'm giving you the go-ahead.
Oh, my God. What do I even say?
I know.
Okay, all right.
Do you have something in mind? It can be fish-related.
It's not going to be fish-related. I'm gonna close with something that I said to some random guy on the street in Michigan a couple of weeks ago.
All right.
And after I got done saying it, I was like, what the hell did I just say? All right? Yeah. So, guys, have a great day. Enjoy your weekend, and cheers, go.
Preston and Steve.